That's what we do, man. See what needs to be improved and get after it. 1960 Jeep Willys. Now the work really starts getting going. Putting all that metal back in place, that's a huge job. But we're just really getting started.
Looks better already, huh?
We still don't have an engine for it. I'm trying to find a late model Hellcat motor.
Oh, Lord, look at this thing, man!
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Let's see what happens here. Man, it always makes for a good day. Just take a break from the shop, come out and check out the new slab. Relieve a little frustration. Doing donuts is going to be short-lived. This is soon to become the Extensive Metalworks' new headquarters with a lot more space. Extensive started in one small little 30 by 40 shop. For the past 25 years, we've just been building and building and building, and we're busting at the seams right now. There's nowhere else to build. Here we are, brand new property, about to build an even bigger facility, 8.5 acres, starting out with 30,000 square feet, and we'll see where it goes from there. We have plenty of space to keep going, keep progressing. I never would have dreamed this, so I can't say a dream come true, but this is the next phase in Extensive Metalworks evolution. We have a whole lot left to do before the new shop is finished and we can move in. But some things can't wait, like the record. It seems like we just bought it, so I'm gonna run over to RPM, see my buddy Ryan.
What's happening, man? What's up, Bill?
See what he's got on the lot, get that new record going. Man, the 5500 you built me is a badass truck, but I got a little problem with it.
What's that?
Our builds always get bigger and better. They've been getting heavier too. So I'm just feeling like I need a little bit bigger truck. I'm just overloading the one we got right now. I think it's time for, a trade up.
Cool, let's go find another project.
Let's go check it out. Man, you got all kind of stuff out here.
We just sold him a new truck a year ago. What about something like this here?
Man, it's a big old truck.
With Bill, whatever he has is going to get bigger, bigger, and bigger.
75 ton?
100 ton.
100, huh?
And go bigger.
Man, this is what I'm talking about right here. This size truck, I won't ever have a worry about anything again. But the International, man, I like that. Let's check that one out.
That's the one you need, come on.
Good looking truck, man. Love it. I love the pewter. I'm usually a black truck guy, but pewter looks good. Just looking at the International, the other trucks are just a little more industrial. The International just has that look of just wanting to be customized.
26,000-pound GVW so you can haul the weight that you need to haul.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to worry about.
No swinging and banging.
Man, I love the wheelbase of this. The air suspension on the back so we can get even lower, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's a must. I'm seeing a lot of potential here. Maybe split the bumper, maybe give it a little bit more length. Once you get the bed on, you get the toolboxes on, we can build a running board that comes from the front fender all the way back to the back, right into the boxes itself, and really finish all that out.
Brand new equipment. You're going to chop it all up?
Yeah.
Just like you do with everything.
That's what we do, man. See what needs to be improved and get after it. So once you do what you do, I'll get it over to my shop and do what I do.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Let's do this one.
Bill's going to do his own custom stuff once we're done, so we need to hurry up and get in action and take care of our side. Our cabin chassis that we're using has a long extended frame. We're going to need to whack that off at the back so we can have our pivot point, so we're going to cut the frame off at the right length that we need.
now we're ready for the bed, and next step is going to be set the bed on the frame. Okay, coming down.
We're using a steel bed, 12,000-pound deck, 102 wide, thing that Bill puts on it. Get that welded on, bolted down, get that mounted up, and we'll move to the next step, which will be toolboxes.
Okay, push. This is the toolbox that we're going to install. We call it monster toolbox because it's the biggest one. It's a 78 by 20. Alright. This is huge. Go in some more. Slowly. Right there. We use silicone to seal the holes. That way the water doesn't go into the toolbox.
Alright. Bill took care of me so good on my dad's truck. We're gonna give it that little extra pizzazz. Sneak it off to the paint booth. Add this color and blend it on down here on the side rail. Give it that little extra customization.
We just got the truck back from the paint. It's ready to go, so now we're gonna put the pylon, which they painted too. We're gonna do the light bar after that, and then keep on with the winch cable and tow some trucks.
You know, it's real cool to build a rolling business card. This wrecker is going to be one of Extensive's shop trucks. You know, something that we use on a daily basis that gets the job done, but it's got to look real cool while we're doing it. You don't want to be riding around a regular old wrecker, you know, that everybody else has. When somebody sees our truck go by, I want not only the wrecker community, but everybody to go, damn, that's a cool truck. Oh yeah, it just happened to be a wrecker too. What you think, Timmy?
This thing's bad. Really nice.
Little upgrade, right?
First thing I noticed, though, it's got 22.5, so we should be
Right.
able to haul whatever we want.
No more problems.
Is the deck longer on this one, too?
Way bigger, man. I mean, everything about it's just huge. Oh, RPM did real good on it, man. But it needs a little bit more upgrading. I want to build something that is not only a cool wrecker, but I want it to be a cool truck.
Well, I already know you got something planned for here.
I mean, definitely got to build some running boards, you know, from the bottom of the cab all the way down where the lower step's at. From the front wheel to the rear wheels. Fenders over the wheels, you know, get rid of the mud flaps and all that.
That's
Make
going to
it
look super clean.
Yeah, real cool. And, you know, the front bumper, too, you know, it looks too puny on here. So cut it, split it, stretch it. So it's the same height as the running boards all the way around. Gives it that meaner look from the front. Color match it and add a bunch of lights. It's going to look cool. You know, one other thing is replacing this pylon. Man, it looks cool. They did a great job, but I think it'd be way cooler with one big toolbox back here and with the light bar sitting on top. Something that really clean it up back here. And
Especially down here in Texas, we need something to keep everything out of the weather. Well, the next question is, where are you going to work on this thing? It's too long for the bays. We can't shut the doors.
yeah, gotta get it in where you fit it in, right?
Awning it is.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right, Jaime. Man, this is going to be the quickest teardown I think we've ever done, man.
I hope so.
Yeah. We're going to make a new toolbox.
Okay.
So we need to take off the pylon. All right, set this down. For now, we're going to leave the steps on until we draw out how the running boards are going to look. Shoot, the only thing else is the front bumper. That's it.
Okay, Bill was absolutely right. That was definitely the fastest teardown I've ever done.
We're in the process of figuring out how we're going to do the running boards for a factory truck. You know, the guy getting in and out of the truck every day, it works. But it just doesn't look cool. It don't look custom. We're going to fill in all this void in between the toolboxes and the fender, you know, pretty much from wheel to wheel. I want to have a nice, clean running board that's going to hide all this and have one long step. So it's going to look cool and be functional. It's going to be fun. You know, we're at one of the very beginnings of the process. You know, first you got the idea. Second, we're going to transfer the idea over to the chipboard. I'm going to make a pattern. Go check and see if it fits to it, man. But in the process of doing this, you're thinking in your head, hey, how can I make it cooler? How can I make it better? This is going to dead end right into the box. You need to make that a little longer.
That looks pretty good.
I got a little piece of scrap just so we can start bending and just make sure we don't bend ourselves into the corner. You know, I've bent pieces before and then it won't fit into the brake. So I'm just bending this at the shape we're going to bend in a big sheet. That way we don't waste a big sheet of metal. That won't work.
Yeah, that'll be the last bend too. We'll make it. Good morning.
What?
Yeah, man, I finally cut it.
Who are you?
It's been a while since I cut it. It's been a little over 3 years, so
Dude.
it feels so much different. It's not all on my face when I ride, but you know, it's still taking getting used to. I keep on rubbing my face and my beard's not there. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Well, it's good to have old Jaime back.
Right on.
You know, for me, a big key to metal fabrication is making it look like it came from the factory like this. We're bending the running boards on the 22 International. We're going to make it match the overall shape and flow of the factory truck.
Calm down.
Ready?
Yeah, try that.
You know, it's really critical in bending anything like this with multiple bends to make sure every bend is in the right spot. If you mess up on the first one, all the other ones are going to be out of whack and crooked. It's going to be, we definitely don't want that.
We're at this bend, right?
Yeah. I don't love bending metal. Just satisfying, you know what I mean? There you go. Shit, man.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Definitely
well,
change the look of that thing.
there's one way to find out. Push it in a little bit. All right. It's pretty close. And now you can kind of see where all the bends actually fit on the truck itself. One clean look all the way from front wheel all the way to the back. Damn, that's pretty badass.
Man, you ought to see out there what Bob did that Jeep. He cut the whole thing in half this way. He cut it that way. So the Jeep's now in 4 pieces.
Oh, man. What y'all talking about?
I was just explaining to Max how Bob just walked right up to that Jeep, just looked at it, and just cut it straight in half.
Man, you'd be heartbroken. I brought in Bob for one of our biggest metal jobs in a while. The owner of a pristine Willys Jeep wants to give it that mean bulldog look. So Bob quartered it, making it wider and longer. We got it all braced up. Now the work really starts getting going.
It looks totally different.
Mm-hmm. Cutting the cab up into 4 pieces, you know, it's just a start. You know, putting all that metal back in place, you know, that's a huge job. From that to building the frame, chopping the front end up, widening it, building a full bed, painting. After all that's done, huge interior job. And we still don't have an engine for it.
What motor are you going with on that one?
Oh man, you gotta have the Hellcat in, right?
You did decide with Hellcat.
Yeah. This truck came with an old straight 6, but that definitely won't cut it. The Hellcat's a 6.2 with over 700 horsepower stock. Way too much power for it, right? So that's just right. It's pretty much a race engine, not something you normally put in a truck. I know it's next to impossible to find a new one, right? Supply chain crap is all out of whack.
You know, we're a year out on those.
So, you know, let's go. The next best thing is trying to find a pull out of something, you know, late model, very low mileage, you know, clean engine.
So I got a few feelers out, and the ones I've found so far are either, you know, they've been in a high-speed wreck, so the whole front's mangled up. The Hellcat on it, you know, so we got to have an actual real Hellcat.
Yeah, I want the real deal.
Gotta have it. hopefully shouldn't be too much longer. We'll have something to fit in there.
Yeah, we're gonna need something pretty quick, man. So pedal to the metal.
Yeah, you ready? Y'all have fun.
All right.
Today I'm running around town trying to locate a Hellcat motor for this Jeep Willys. Houston has so many incredible little places for parts, but you gotta know where to look. Hola, Jefe!
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's up, my man? So I'm here at Tex-Mex today. You know, it's a junkyard, so they have all kinds of stuff. And what some people think is junk is big money to this guy. Man, you got all kinds of motors over here.
We sure do.
You keep all kinds of good stuff, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Some of these motors just look like complete junk. You know, they've been on fire, they're wrecked. That's a new, what, LT motor?
Yes, sir.
Got a little hot, huh?
Yes, a little bit.
But a lot of stuff you can just pull off, replace, and it's still fully usable.
2006 5.3 out of Chevy pickup 4x4.
That's a good motor. That's on the hot rod motors. Everybody's
Yes, it
wanting the LSs. This one's not going to be here long.
Yeah, somebody already have put down
That was already
payment on
sold?
this. Yes, sir.
That happens. Ooh, big Cummins diesel.
Yes, sir. 5.9 diesel motor. All 5 dash pickup.
Everybody wants one. Yeah. Man, there's a lot of good stuff here that we could use, but I'm really on the hunt for that Hellcat. So if you find one low mileage, brand new in the box, any one of those, you know, give me a shout. We'll come over, I'll grab it, and we'll get it in this project.
Back at the shop, we're getting busy on the metal work for the Jeep. By stretching it out, we gained in between 6 and 8 inches on the body. Now Bob's gonna make it all seamless.
Okay, right now I'm trimming this piece into here. That'll be the start of this. You notice these are rounded on the ends and this is squared off. We're gonna round these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split it right here, and then we're gonna actually hand hammer it all around. Okay, we got it all hammered out. What we did here is we made the ends round, then it'll have a nice finished edge, just like the rest of the doors do. Okay, now we got this welded in. We got the lines here rounded off, bodywork, it'll look perfect. We made an extra long piece. We're gonna use about half of it to match the contour of the cab. See how it mates up to it really nicely? But to do that, we're gonna have a problem because they don't really have a roller for doing this. So we're gonna make some special tooling. It should be pretty cool. Okay, let's looking at the junkyard.
Since I opened Extensive over 2 decades ago, I hate throwing stuff away.
Probably even use a coil, but I don't want to ruin something they might use.
You know, as a lifelong fabricator, you just never know when you can use something. So I'm definitely not surprised Bob using old parts to make a new tool for that 60s Jeep.
This is too big, huh?
No, that's perfect. We need 3 of them. We're going to use these old U-bolts here we found in this boneyard to build our tooling to bend this. What we're going to do is we're going to weld 3 of them together, and then we're going to use a rubber mallet, and that'll give us our curve. This is why it's a good idea to never throw anything away.
So I'm new here at the shop, and having an opportunity to work with a guy like Bob Grant is just amazing.
That looks pretty good. Like that.
Okay.
We're going to weld them in like this.
So they don't teach you this kind of stuff in school, so it's really cool to learn how to do it. It takes a lot of experience and years of work to really figure it out. So I'm having a pleasure learning it. As you can see, our tool came out pretty good. Lines up perfectly with our bend. So now it's time to put it to use.
This is a hard piece to form because there's 3 rolls we got to do here. The edge is a little bit wavy, so I got this hammer. We're going to fine tune it. Worked pretty good though for some old U-bolts. Okay, we got it pretty good now. Matches our pattern. Might be a little bit long on the sides here, but we'll check it out and see how it looks. The ribs here match these. What I'll do is I'll cut this out and butt weld it all. That'll finish the body line around the back to match the cab perfectly. So we got our new piece in here. That new tool really helped us out. Matches the ribs perfectly. We'll install the other side and get it all ground up. We got this corner all ground down, all the body lines match up. Next, we're gonna build some filler panels for these. Cut out our pieces and pre-fit them. And then we'll start tack welding them in there. Okay, so we got this all cut out. But when we were cutting it, I noticed there's like a good half-inch of lead right here. So evidently this thing got hit pretty bad at one point. And I'm gonna cut out that area. I'll re-roll another cap piece. We noticed it kind of hit the inner structure a little bit too. Well, you kind of see all the damage here. So this whole corner is built out of lead. That's not even a real corner. Looks like I could maybe get rid of some of it just by digging it out. Maybe hammer it a little better. This piece I'll have to replace though. All lead right there. So my next step is to remake this little flange here and roll this little piece. So this is how they should have fixed it the first time. So back in the day, they used lead to repair a lot of damage on cars, and they'd put it on with wooden paddles. They'd heat it all up and put it on, and they'd use it just necessarily the right way to do it. A lot of people like using it, but I don't. It's really poisonous. It stays in your system. Actually looks pretty good. High octane, unleaded. It gets pretty exciting seeing all the pieces go back in, because it's starting to look like an actual vehicle. Yeah, it'll be all ready to go, just like factory.
I'm on the hunt for something, man, and I'm hoping you're gonna be the guy that's gonna help me out.
A lot of guys only look for parts on the internet, and I do too.
I'm trying to find a late model Hellcat motor.
All right, let me get this number from you. But I found as much success going old school. You know, picking up the phone, calling everybody I can think of.
75,000 miles, and it's been run to the track. Yeah, that's not really what I'm hunting for, man. I appreciate it, though.
The customers, they don't care if the parts are hard to find. They just want what they want, and they want it yesterday.
One was on fire. I definitely don't need that one.
These Hellcat motors are race engines. A lot of times they end up destroyed, being driven too hard or crashed.
Oh no, no paperwork? Yeah, let me look into this and I'll get back with you.
What
It doesn't have paperwork, but it's still got a chunk of frame around it, so I don't know that
Yeah, that sounds stolen just a little bit, right?
Well, on to the next one. We're trying.
We're almost finished with those custom steps on the 22 International. So Jamie's out there putting the final pieces onto the design. We got a little filler piece in between the running board and the box, Jamie. So all we want to do is, you know, we got this step hanging out. So let's just cut the little end of it off, give it a little nice little gradual step into the filler.
Yeah, that's definitely what it needs. We could have just capped this and been done with it, but we took the extra step, you know, a lot of cutting, some bending, folding, to go ahead and add this cap to tie in, and then we're going to add this piece to tie into that. You know, it's all the things you really don't see that takes the time, you know, but when it's all together, it looks like it's supposed to. You know, I could have just left the box alone and not added this piece, but I'm going to see this truck every day, and it's going to ring over and over in my head. I could have done that. I should have did my other piece right here. Getting a little freedom to do kind of what I want to. You know, I'm really happy with it. Bill's definitely got the confidence in me to take care of this by myself. There we go. I'm happy with it. Bill's going to love it. I'm going to be able to look at it and be proud of it. Birds are chirping, dogs are barking, metal's flying. fix and weld some stuff.
The 22 International is going to be our new record that'll represent the shop. So of course it needs to fit the part. So I'm thinking a meaner bumper that'll give it the right look.
So with everything that we're customizing on the truck, you know, this bumper right here really stands out. It's too short, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and splice it, add my 6 inches in between, give it that nice aggressive look from the front so it matches the rest of the truck. I'm gonna do this in 3 pieces. My middle section first, stick this in the roller, just give it a little shape. Now you can see it's got a little curve to it. That's gonna be way too pitched forward. The bumper be touching the wheels if I leave it pitched down. Edge a little bit right here, sand it back just a little bit more till I'm happy, so I can get that perfect pitch where it's flat instead of just tucking down. Oh, you see me running my hand across it like this. Basically, I'm seeing if my fingernail grabs it. If my fingernail grabs it, I know it's too high. If it's just a smooth transition with my fingernail, I know that's right where I need to be. Then we'll go ahead and start on the sides. Gonna roll out. That's tricky here. You know, it's not like the middle piece. I have a radius going this way, so I need to trim this piece off because I don't want it being short on this end. I still want the same distance so the bumper's even all the way down. The bumper's forming up real quick. I like the shape. Go ahead and start tacking in, walk it all the way down. Once I get this side, duplicate it, do the other side, trim it. Next, we're gonna be adding this piece. Now this is my center mark right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure between these holes, find my center, bang, bang, boom, we're gonna tack it. I'm going back and forth, because I don't want any of these ends, you know, they're loose, you know. I'm clear right there, I'm not over, I'm not under. I'm making sure I'm consistently even all the way across. Once I get it all tacked in, then I can come back and start filling in between my tacks. Now you can see, I got the bumper stretched now. There's a lot of work, but final product, man, this thing's sharp. It's gonna look good on that truck.
Max is great at what he does. You give him something to do, consider it done. And would you know, you found the Hellcat for the 60s Willys Jeep.
I got a buzz online that Buddy Lynn, who's like a local car collector, he's got one. So I'm over here now to see if we can make a deal and get this thing.
Man, finally got you out of here.
Yeah, how are you?
Man,
You got a couple cars out today, don't you?
pick your poison. What you thinking?
Wow! I've always heard Lynn was a little bit of a car collector, but I didn't know that it was to this extent. You got a little bit of
We
everything.
got my baby right here, the Demon, baby. We did a lot of modifications to it.
Awesome.
You know, top end, bottom end pulleys, you know.
She's full go fast.
She full go fast.
This guy's got Jeeps on tracks. He's got a side-by-side rat rods.
Then your boy over here did this as well, Justin.
Real nice. I think he's got a little bit of everything. Is that a big wheel trike?
She did that for my wife for Mother's Day, man. You know, one of a kind.
She got good taste.
She's happy, I'm happy.
That's all that
I get
matters.
to buy what I want to buy as long as she gets it.
You're right. Speaking of buying, you got a motor I'm looking for.
We got a little something over here for you. You've been waiting on, man.
Let's
I
go
heard.
check it out.
We got it. Let's roll. Being in the car game, you know, you come across everything, and everybody that wants to buy certain things. And I happen to have a 2019 Red Eye Motor and Trans. Yeah, there she is, the golden girl.
That.
What you been wanting, baby?
That's exactly what I've been hunting for.
She ain't missing nothing, baby. Wild Hornets, the old Capone HP2. She has a little cam work pulley system.
Oh, yeah.
Top end of it's done. You know, whole
She's
9
definitely
yards.
Red Eye.
There we go, baby. That's her.
Just putting down, what, 11?
1175. Like I said, by the time you get done with it, 1200. You know how that goes.
It's got a whole bunch of oomph in it. Whole bunch. How many miles do you think's on it?
Give or take 25, 35.
Perfect.
Right up in there. Now my question is, what is this going in?
It's going in a 1960 Jeep Willys.
Wow. Wow. That little bit of Jeep truck for this hump. That Willie's gonna do a Willie. I would love to see that though.
I appreciate you holding on to it, because I know if I didn't show up and get it,
Somebody was on the way.
I guarantee
Told me
it.
to be here in 20 minutes. If you ain't come, I promise you they was coming through that gate.
Well, let's get it loaded up, man. I'll get out your hair.
It's all love, baby.
I appreciate you, man.
All right.
That is exactly what we were looking for. This one showed up that just weren't up to what we were looking for, because either it was in a wreck or, you know, it's just been beat to death because it's a race car motor. But luckily this one looks really well taken care of, and that's a little bit less pressure on this build now that we found the heartbeat.
60s Willys. It's also the biggest piece, that roof. Wouldn't you know, our old parts coming in use again.
Does that look like a top to 59 Caddy to you?
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the one Bill said we could use. Soft Slim Tug's car.
Cool, let's do it. We left a little bit extra on the sides just in case, because it's better to have it a little bit too long, that way you can trim it to fit. So let's see if it comes off here. Alrighty.
We're gonna take the roof skin over here, put it up top. So it looks like we're gonna cut it about 10 inches. Just a little bit better way to do it, because you're not welding so much in the middle of the skin, because it always wants to sag. Hang under there with the dolly, and it just takes forever. It's doable, but it's kind of a waste of time. Looks better already, huh? I know this looks crazy and bad right now, but once we get it all cut out and trimmed up, it's gonna look perfect. See how it fits perfect. That's just the way it goes, huh? Man, this turned out good. It looks all in proportion. It's lengthened, it's widened. I mean, it's everything they asked me to do. This thing's gonna be really, really cool when it's all finished.
Killed it on the metalwork on the 60s Jeep. Juan and the body guys, they got after it as well. And now the Jeep body looked like it rolled off the Willys assembly line back in 1960.
All done.
Man, I love it, man. I love seeing it in this state compared to what it was a couple weeks back. Chopped up in many, many pieces. You guys killed it, man. Seeing the cab in this state just gets everybody excited in the shop and gets those creative juices flowing. So much work has been done to this already. We got many, many, many man hours, but we're just really getting started. Oh yeah, just getting the front end where it needs to be. That's a whole nother project in itself. We're gonna build the whole frame, build all the suspension, then put the engine, then put the trans, then build the firewall, building the whole handmade bed for it. This is such a daunting project. We got a long way to go, man.
Oh yeah. All right, man, it's all yours.
You know, if you're not from Houston, you may not know it can get really cold in the winter. And today, it's going to be freezing. So we're trying to make room to fit that big old International inside, where we can make the custom toolboxes. You know, the power line that was on it, it was cool. It's good looking for most wreckers, but in this case, you know, I want something a little more little box. One of the major challenges in this is getting the look right, because you can just build a box, put it on, and just totally ruin the look of the truck. I got my piece of aluminum square tubing soapstone on it, and I'm just going to trace around the cab so it goes along with the rest of the truck.
The soapstone lines are good, but a lot of times they're real hard to see once you got a saw right on it. So I'm just gonna lay me down some fine line tape right on the line so you get a better visual of where you're cutting. A little bit of dish soap helps the aluminum from sticking to the blade, clogging it up. Helps lubricate it, keeps it from sticking. Our secret cutting saws will be available soon on the web store. Now we got the first piece all cut out, and we're gonna get another full sheet and lay it across the back. Now we need a magic stick, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna trace this edge off the cab, but off of this, to get that back piece the same shape as this. The reason for that is the back one's gonna be an angle, so it's not gonna be exactly the same as this. It's gonna be a little taller.
You got it so it lines up?
I hope so.
Good shape though. It fits the cab really good.
And we're making some headway right now. We got the back part of the wall in. And we're starting to build from the back wall out. So it's a lot easier to do that other than building a box and then putting shelving in. So put the shelves in and then we'll just keep on building from there all the way out. Just doing the quick layout of the door spacing. Right there. And we're about to cut out the door opening, so we want to make that 100% right and true. We get one shot at it, unless you want to buy some more metal. 8-inch aluminum isn't very cheap.
Made me a template with some chipboard of that wraparound that comes from the top down to the side. Majority of our lines are straight, so what I'm going to do is cut most of it I can with the straight edge, and then all the curves I'll go back with a jigsaw. That fits really, really well. Take this off and I guess put it on the floor over there. It's a little heavy. Start building these doors. We got all the door frames welded in place, sanded, smooth. All I need is this measurement here. So our door is going to be about 21.5 inches. We got to overcut it about 3/4 of an inch on each side and top and bottom. That way we can cut the corners out, break each side, and that'll give us a partial box. Makes the door stronger, it won't flex as much, and you know it'll tuck inside this frame that we built here. Now all we need is a little handle right here to lock it, keep it from opening up while you're driving. Kind of hard to believe this all started off on just flat sheets of aluminum.
There's an old saying, time to lean, time to clean. I'm never not working. The best way to prove that you're a hard worker to everybody is to pick up a broom and start sweeping when nobody even asks you to. I feel like a lot of cats my age think that they're going to start running a company at the age of 23, which not always is the case. You know, you have to start somewhere and work your way up. You got to do the grunt work and you got to earn it. It all boils down to work ethic. And you get more opportunity to move up. My love of cars started when I was maybe in middle school. My father had a really nice looking truck that he bought one time, and since that day I've always kind of wanted something custom of my own. It's nice to have something that not everybody else has, but something that at the same time says a little bit of something about you. So I decided to go to a trade school, and that's what really kick-started everything for me. Extensive stood out to me just because of the crazy amount of detail that goes into all these cars. I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I'm learning more and more every day, and that's going to bring me right where I need to be.
We made for the 22 International are coming together. John finished the toolbox. We had it all color matched, and it looks great. And to top it all off, we're adding over 100 LED lights.
You know, Bill wanted a ridiculous amount of lights on this truck, and exactly what we're doing. When you think you got enough lights on it, put about 100 more.
So this is the most wiring I've ever put in the vehicle. I know we have a couple thousand feet of wire in this thing, and it all goes right here.
We spent a ton of time on this record so far, and I've been wanting to show off what we did. Our show, I told him, man, I got you. I'll pick up Blue Thunder on our brand new record, and we'll all go together.
Look who's showing up already. Lord, look at this thing, man! Look at that bumper! Those lights, man!
Whoa, look at those toolboxes!
Damn! You did your thing here.
What you think, man?
Man, that's gorgeous.
That's not the same truck that we just built?
It don't look like it anymore, right? You guys
guys are phenomenal in doing what you're doing, but, just had to take it to the extensive level,
We make sure that it works good, you make sure it looks good.
You never really know how someone's going to take it when you take their work and work on it from there. But, these guys really appreciate what we do.
Look at this, man. Oh.
To have someone like Ryan admire the work that you do, that's a high honor.
Man, look at that. All the lights on the motors and everything, it looks really great.
One of the first things I wanted to do is fill in that big void where the batteries were, the gas tank. You already have the toolboxes in the right spots. Continuous box pretty much from the front wheel all the way back to the back. And of course we had to split the bumper and make it lower too. So it just looks a lot meaner when it's coming down the road at you.
It's beautiful with the stretch and the molding in there and color match.
I wanted to get rid of all the chrome and just make it all look the same all the way front, all the way to the back.
Man, it looks wonderful. We built a lot of records, like a lot, but nothing like this one. This one is like gorgeous.
Oh, what you doing with my pylon, man?
Had to change up a little bit. Hey, it was cool. But I was envisioning something just to totally cover up the back of the cab. I'd like a little more extra storage. So, we built the toolbox to match, the body itself.
You built that by hand?
That's all handmade in the shop, man. Every bit of it.
I think I need to order like 12 of them from you, man.
We can make that happen.
That toolbox setup really flowed together, and for functionality, it's really, really perfect for the truck.
Once that was all built, we just had to finish it back up, put the light bar back on the top, so it's a legit tow truck now. Speaking of, you ready to get Blue Thunder loaded up?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Everybody at the shop kills it. I mean, working late, but, a team comes together, cool stuff comes about. Well, I'm ready to get to the show off the new record, show off Blue Thunder, show the world one.
It needs a few updates. It needs about 30 years of updates. Whoa. 1967 Lincoln Continental.
Oh, I love these cars.
The problem is, you ain't looking good. There's no floor over here.
Whether we did it or not, we gotta fix it.
And hope he likes it enough he won't put us in jail. Check it out.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
I'm on my way to see Earl. He's a great dude with an awesome collection of custom cars. Earl has an excellent eye. He has another project for me to come take a look at.
Hey man, how you doing?
Thanks for having me out, man.
You like the place?
You got an awesome place here. This is really, really cool.
Well, this is my addiction, I guess you could call it.
I see that. Addiction is right. Earl only buys stuff that he can't live without.
You want to go look at the project I was talking about?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, it's right behind you.
That?
No, not the Corvette.
Oh, come on, man.
It's a 1923 Model T four-door.
Yeah?
What is it going to take to put that in there?
What?
You ever seen a 1923 Ford?
I've seen a Ford, but not with a blown big block in it.
Just go look at the truck. Okay?
Thank you. You almost got me on that.
Okay, Bill, there it is.
The purple one, huh? Does this thing run?
Yeah, it runs. It's got a big old 502 big block in it with a 871 blower. Runs like a top. It's a dated truck, but it's a beautiful truck. We just need to update it, bring it back into this century, I guess you could call it.
And how much horsepower is this old motor?
It's 800 horsepower.
That makes a fun little ride, huh?
It'll make you scream like a little girl.
This is a classic Chevy truck shield, and the bed floor was made out of wood back in the day.
But one of the bad deals about the truck, this thing doesn't stop.
Maybe upgrade the brakes a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Definitely want you to be safe.
A lot of horsepower.
has a good stance, but I think wheels and tires is one of the major things we need to address. I don't know about this interior. When was this thing built?
It was built in 1995. It's been a while. It's dated.
Of course, the truck was built in 1955. We're talking now about when it had all its custom work done. The hardest part about working on an old custom build is not really knowing what you're getting into till you crack it open.
What about the bed on the truck?
We definitely need to bring some color in here. Maybe take out the aluminum, put some wood in it. You know, give it a classy look. Relocate the battery.
What do you think about the back end of the truck?
But I don't know about the bow ties there.
What's wrong? It's a Chevy, man. It's a bow tie.
No, you don't like those? That's the first thing it's gonna go. You gonna let me drive?
You really want to drive this truck?
Come on.
What are we gonna do if we run off the end down there and that thing doesn't stop?
We'll fix it.
Bill wants to test drive this truck, which is fine with me. It's his funeral. But the only thing is he's wanting me to ride with him, and I don't know if that's too good of an idea.
Now remember, there's no brakes on this thing.
This thing runs pretty good.
Let's go put it on your truck before we tear it up.
You know, I love Houston. We got everything on wheels here, and Extensive gets to build them all. We're on the northeast side of town. Some people say it's a rough side of town. But I built my first car here, and we're not going anywhere. When you first look at a custom car, the customization shouldn't stick out like a sore thumb. Earl's truck is the exact opposite, which was all the rage back in the 90s. From the dash to seats, rear view mirror to the scoop. I mean, we definitely have to change the scoop. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun bringing this truck up into the 20s. What up, Timmy? You ready to get going on this thing?
I don't know what the worst part is. It's outdated.
Dang, who brought in the Barney Mobile? And what is all over it?
Man, it's been sitting for quite a while, as you can tell. It needs a few updates.
It needs about 30 years of updates.
Yes.
What are we doing?
The overall truck isn't bad. Earl's truck is already a hot rod, but it races a lot better than it looks. So I'm getting rid of the 90s and turning this 55 Chevy into a high-class, timeless truck. He likes the blower look coming through the hood, so what we'll do is take his hood, cut a hole in it, we'll trim it back out, and we'll get a different scoop for the blower.
That thing is dated.
Definitely wheels and tires. 2415 back here. 22 in the front with the low profile tire. And definitely we got to put a bigger brake kit on this thing. Check this out.
Ah, Fonzie. What's up with that?
I want to completely modernize and bring this interior up to the next level. Door panels, seats, headliner, even the speaker box has to be redone in this thing. The inside of this bed is just ugly. It's ugly. We got to get rid of the aluminum, man. Just rip it completely out. Wood bed floor, take this battery out, clean look. I don't know what we're going to do with the little gas filler yet.
Man, we'll put a nice spinner on it.
Pass that down for
Bill has a vision for this truck, and I need to get the parts he needs to make it happen. A lot of parts.
Look back here.
Oh, yeah, that really dates it. That definitely screams 90s.
Maybe that's why this truck didn't want to stop. They don't want anybody to see these tail lights.
Yes.
You know, I'm putting Tim in charge of this build. I've known Tim a long time. He's my right-hand man.
Take this out. This out. We don't know what's behind it yet. Could be roof. Ain't no telling. It's already purple, so that's one strike. Watch this side. And it's not as bad as we thought, but it's not as good as we thought either. Put a wood bed in this truck. We're gonna redo the whole structure. It's all out of whack and unlevel. What's in here now is not gonna cut it.
I'm kind of safe on that one for buying beer, man.
Hey, be real careful with these. I think we're just gonna paint them, put them back in. Don't dent them or throw them around.
Ah,
Hey, hold up. Problem. Damn. When working on somebody else's custom work, nothing is standard, and it's usually going to take some extra time to figure it out. The steering console, you have to take it apart to make it work. Pull that wheel off and pull the other wheel off. Is there enough slack to pull it? Take the... This rod's fixed. There's only so much play. We're going to loosen the column, pull it back about a half an inch. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. All right, that's good, that's good. No dents, we're good. We're gonna make this thing not so ugly.
Love that, man. The big purple people eater.
Earl was afraid to cut the hole in the hood himself. We're gonna do it for him. But before we do that, we need to add this spacer underneath the blower.
Oh, yeah.
We're putting this 4-inch spacer underneath the blower. That's going to give it the rise that we need. Then we put the cut hood on. The blower will stick higher than the hood to give you that badass hot rod look. Hey, can you hand us that, please?
Dang, I was just trying to, and I almost made it too.
Good over there?
Yeah, just good.
Damn it. The belt's not going to fit.
Well, this sucks. We're going to have a bit of a problem with our tensioner here, so it looks like we're going to have to take the whole damn radiator out of here. Just for one bolt.
Yep, one bolt.
Oh, let's quit bitching about it and just do it.
Oh. Hey, lift the lift up.
Well, so you can get your big ass out of there.
I'm on a diet. It looks pretty good, too. I like it. So much better.
We're gonna try and see if we can get lucky and just drop this radiator out of the way enough to get to this tensioner bolt right here. That way we don't have to take the entire radiator out just to be able to get this belt on.
There we go. Watch fingers.
Alright.
Done?
Finally.
Let's go cut a hole in the hood.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Perfect. 24.
I always get kind of nervous when I have to do shit like this.
That is the original hood.
Point of no return. Hold the hood.
Ryan has one shot to make this cut. If he messes it up, we're going to have to find another hood. You having fun?
Tons.
Hi, Mom. Let's see if it fits.
Come my way.
Plenty of room. Now that the hood's on with the new scoop, this truck looks way better, even if it's still purple. It's Bird.
I hope so. Bird's always wanted a custom car, so a few weeks back he brought in his 1967 Lincoln Continental.
What's up?
Man, don't be scaring us like this, man. We've done the air suspension on Bird's convertible. Tim, show him what's up. Drop it down.
Nice. I like that. I like that. That's nice. All the way to the ground.
But I hate to let anything go home from the shop looking like that. Super dependable. It's gonna ride good, handle good. Only problem is you ain't looking good.
I ain't looking good, huh? Hey, it looks good when it's on the ground, but it ain't looking look good. So what are you actually thinking about?
I ain't even got to tell you the paint needs to be done.
True.
What color?
I love a lot of colors. I like the black. You might have to surprise me. I'm not really sure, but
so we do get to surprise you.
Well, as long as it's not pink.
No, you ain't Elvis. The top, I don't even know what that is. It's gonna be down most of the time, but even when it's up, it still should turn heads. Everybody and their mom is riding around with a Lincoln with these wheels and tires.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be like any other Lincoln around. I want to pull up to another Lincoln. I want him to be jealous of my Lincoln.
Sure?
It's 50 years old. There's no reason. Well, you already got the suspension done.
True. If you want to take it to the next level, I'm all for it. I plan on taking my car home today, but looks like you upsold me to everything else, so you better do a good job.
Man, we got you on this one. And I need you to get me out of some tickets.
Again?
You know, normally I just like to look over everything before we tear cars totally apart. But, you know, in this case, the car's pretty much already tore itself apart. There's no floor over here. The floor mat was covering a huge hole. I can see the concrete. It's just typical. It's one more thing. Right now, this thing stands out for being outdated and run down. I'm gonna make it stand out as a sleek, modern, one-of-a-kind 67 Lincoln. We'll finish the air suspension off with black wheels, chrome lip, and 22-inch tires. We're gonna get rid of this powder blue, bring in a metallic color, make this thing way more respectable. Inside, we're gonna modernize the seats, dash, and the door panels. And we'll top it all off with a brand new black convertible top.
Man, what the hell is this thing doing here?
Heath and John are two of the best interior guys I know, so I asked them to tear the Lincoln down and build it back up smart and sophisticated.
Does the top even work?
Maybe.
Woo, man. That's a lot of technology for a 67. This Lincoln is one of the last Lincolns that had the cool little transformer top thingy that went back down in the back and the suicide doors. Made it really cool, man. It's kind of sad to see they stop making them. And let's figure out how to get this sucker apart. It just pulled off. It just ripped the rubber. This bracket's still stuck in. Broke the rubber. Hope I don't end up pregnant. Hope I don't look this bad at 50 years old. Top is off.
We're going to be rebuilding the entire interior of this car. We're going to fix the dash. We're going to do door panels. We're going to be doing carpet. We're going to be doing fresh seats in it. Make it all custom. It's going to be pretty bad.
Let's set it on this trash can right now.
Where it belongs. Well,
it's ripping.
Here's the fun part. There's a lot of rust color under here, man.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just feel a little damp.
That is nasty. It smells like wet dog ass.
It's gonna be bad.
Heath and John are finished stripping out Bird's 67 Lincoln. It's time to take a look at the damage. What you guys got going?
It's not looking too good. We thought you might want to see this, brother.
It's like Swiss cheese down here, man.
I guess it could be worse. Could be like that side.
Watch your leg.
Man, messed my socks up. All kidding aside, you know, it's a common problem with convertibles. Leaky roof, rusty floor. At least the rest of it, there's a little bit of floor left here, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Either way, little hole, big hole,
we gotta fix it.
We gotta fix it. I'll get the body guys to just make new floor pans. Just save us some time waiting on parts. Get everything out, man. We'll get over to the body shop. We'll get rolling on it. Yeah.
Oh, this got to come out. Damn, man.
Now that Harold and Eddie have all the rust out of the way, amazing. It's not a tough job, it just takes extra time. Oh, man, I thought the floorboards were bad. 50 years in the Houston weather has done a number on this car, inside and out.
El queso está en todos los paneles. No sirve, está podrido.
What do you say? He said the cheese is on the molding. It's no good. It's all rusty. When the cheese is on the molding.
Look, come on, man. Let's get this stuff cut out, man. You can fix all that, huh?
Yo no hago milagros.
You can do miracles.
You know, just like any custom job, it snowballs. You got problem after problem.
No más cheese. No más cheese.
I'll do what I can, but this is on Fernando now. Tim and Ryan made the front of this 55 Chevy timeless, but the bed, it's got a few issues.
Dude, the subframe somebody built in the 90s isn't going to work with the bed wood?
Of course not. The plan is to put wood in the bed, but once we took the aluminum out, there's no structure there to support the wood.
We'll just add some flat bar to it. As far as like the sides and the tailgate, that's a whole nother issue.
So yeah, we can just like buy a new bed, be a little easier than working with all this.
Come on, man.
When Tim and Ryan get done with that truck bed, it's going to be a smoother, cleaner look with plenty of support for the wood.
You know how when they say watch your eyes? How the hell am I going to watch my eyes?
Now we'll have to measure, cut, and weld sheet metal into all four sides to make it straighter and stronger than it was before. Fits like OJ's glove. There's absolutely nothing better to do in 105-degree weather than welding. Welcome to Texas.
With Tim and Ryan busy on the truck bed, I asked Heath and John to check out the interior on the 55 Chevy.
Hand tight, dude.
Yeah, it did very well. Easier.
The plan is to tear it all down and build something fresh and classy.
Wow, look at that.
That looks professional.
Hide it behind the panel, they said. No one will ever see it.
Now it's on national television. That's one tangle mess of wires to add to our day.
Like it wasn't enough already.
Exactly.
That's just not acceptable. We can't turn anything out looking like this. Whether we did it or not, we gotta fix it.
What we're gonna do today in the arts and crafts is we're gonna make our door handles for our 1955 Chevy truck. Made an initial piece that we're gonna use to go ahead and get it all lined up, make sure our shape's gonna be right. I've gotta duplicate it and put a base on it to be able to pull the door closed and keep a cool line on this armrest / door pull. What we're basically trying to do is just give us a shape so we can lay our fiberglass over the top. Now, all we got to do is lay some fiberglass on, body work it out.
The old interior definitely wasn't our style. The design was all over the place. It just looked kind of pieced together. It didn't look like it was a complete thought. It looked like a bunch of different thoughts. We need continuity, flow in this project, so we want to make sure that all of our, take a subwoofer enclosure that fits our design points everywhere we need them. Nice subwoofer in it, great sound, good curves, brings the design up to our standards. The box is all fleeced up. Now all we got left to do, add a little fiberglass to it, reinforce from the backside, and we'll be ready to move on to the next step.
All right, now we start glassing this sucker up. Fiberglass is just gonna give us some strength. Just tighten it up a little bit. You could use just a chipboard, but over time it get a little weak on you. But we don't need many coats. 2 layers ought to be plenty on this. It's nothing structural, it's just cosmetic.
I've taken some 1/4-inch chop strand and mixed it up with some fiberglass resin in a can. This will give us our strength that we need for the enclosure. This is going to reinforce the box because the fleece by itself and the bodywork that's on it isn't strong enough to hold the pressures and the vibrations of the subwoofer. So this will give us our density and our mass that we need to hold everything together.
It's a nice job. No.
Take a piece of angle iron right here, aluminum angle, and we mount it to the metal surface of the door. That way, whenever we go to close the door, it will actually pull on the metal of the truck instead of the door panel.
So we're going to take our panel board, glue it in, and get it to match the truck. That way we have nice continuity and flow all the way into the door panels.
We're going to go ahead and wrap the base panel, and then we'll finish sculpting our inserts and wrap those. We got a nice panel. It looks like it could go in like a Bentley, but it's going in a hot rod truck from Texas.
Heath and I work closely together to make sure that our designs work as one.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking we're going to come across the top with the same pleats that you have going on in the door panel.
Being in sync with each other really makes a difference when it comes to design. So it doesn't look like one person started and another person tried to finish it like that.
And the same aluminum
strip in the middle.
That's the plan.
Just make it cool, man. Man, those are some nice pressed pleats there, John. Can you make me some boots like that?
Make you some draws. The speaker box is going to look great. It's going to give Earl plenty of leg room, and more importantly, it's going to sound better.
Now all you got to do is get it done.
I'm working on it, man.
The interior shop is grinding to bring a touch of class to this 55 Chevy truck. Heath is hand-making custom door panels, and John, he's making a new speaker box.
Bottom insert, my armrest, and our piece of aluminum. And ooh-wee, look at that. We got a pretty panel.
Not too bad. It almost looks as good as my box does.
Almost.
Almost. You keep working at it one day.
One day I'll know what the hell I'm doing.
You'll get there. Heath has one more door panel to do. I don't have the heart to tell him that I'm almost done. That's what it's going to end up looking like. All we have left to do now is attach our aluminum into our insert and then glue the insert in place, and it'll be ready to go in the truck.
Tim and Ryan are bringing Earl's 55 Chevy truck back from that 90s rebuild.
You remember your 90s?
No.
I was a baby in the 90s, man.
With this big block in it, one of the most important things is an upgrade for the brakes.
These will probably be in a vintage resale shop real soon.
For $25.
Earl's truck has a big block V8 in it. With everything Earl's done to it, it's got over 800 horsepower. Plus, it makes these things super heavy. We're going to have to make sure this truck has some real stopping power.
It's a Capette.
Here.
Don't drop that thing, dude. That costs more than your whole week's worth of work.
You wear it again?
I feel like I'm going to pull the whole truck off the lift.
Yeah.
There it is.
What do you think? Looks a lot better?
Look at this and that.
Definitely. It's going to stop way better, too.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. All right. 3 more to go.
San Fernando is performing miracles back there on the body of the 67 Lincoln. Next up is prime and paint. I asked Bert to trust me to choose a color that would really stand out, so I chose a really nice metallic gray. It's dark, it's almost black, but it'll really take this Lincoln to the next level. A few more final touches, we're ready to give Bird this badass car. I'm sure this thing is going to stand out from all the other Lincolns.
Let's get these door panels put on. All right, so we got all the doors wrapped up on Bird's 67 Lincoln. And all we got to do, give it to him, and hope that he likes it enough he won't put us in jail.
we have an awesome surprise for Bert. I gathered everybody up, Bert's colleagues and friends. He has no idea, so it's really going to be a true surprise.
He should be at work anytime, right?
So, man, what are you doing here?
Well, he's wondering if you're going to get here.
Man, what's up?
We got a little surprise for you today.
Surprise for me today, huh?
You ready?
Come on. Is it here? I think it's here?
Maybe.
I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited.
You ready to check it out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Come on, Eddie, bring it in.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
There you go, Eddie. Drop it down.
Nice. Really nice. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Man, this is nice. Woo! You outdone yourself, man. You outdone yourself. From the color to the wheels, it's just looking immaculate. I'm shocked and surprised that's my car that he's driving up. It's mine, huh?
Same one.
Same one.
Come on, I want you to meet the guys. Eddie.
Eddie. So, man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate
Fernando.
it. Fernando.
San Fernando.
San Fernando.
Miracles on this body on this car right here. He went in hand-shaped new metal, welded it in, front to back. I mean, every bit of the chrome has been redone. All the stainless has been polished. No more rust. I think about this much. We didn't have to cut out.
Everywhere there was cheese. We call it cheese.
Appreciate it, man. I thank you a lot.
No, man.
I love it. You did a great job. When I first gave the car to Bill, so, I mean, he really outdone himself. It's a beautiful car.
Man, check out the inside of this thing. You can leave the top down now and not be embarrassed about it.
It's nice, man. It's nice.
John and Heath really showed their skills. I mean, look, the door panels light up around the bottom. All four doors are like that.
Interior is immaculate also. I love how the suede, a little leather in there, how they did a clean job all the way around with the little Lincoln extensions in the doors. I love it. It's beautiful. What's up with these wheels, man?
Man, 22-inch Forgiatos. They just set this thing totally apart from every other Lincoln.
It does. It does. It does. Love the color.
I hope it's a good surprise for you.
It is. It was a great surprise. Bill really knows what he's doing. He did the color of the car. I trust him a lot to pick out the color, and I'm really excited and happy. And y'all done yourself, man.
Man, I didn't think you were going to be speechless.
I'm damn near speechless. I'm shocked. I'm damn near speechless. I am. I'm impressed. I really am. I'm still shocked that it's my car. I get to drive it on a daily basis if I really want to. Killer John. Killer's nice. Drives nice. Rides good. Eye catcher.
I know you wanted to stand out, Bert.
Yeah, sir. Needed to stand out. Make it look good, man. Make it look, sir, like on top of the world. Yeah. And the car drives great. Feels good. It's everything I wanted in this car. I just love driving it.
The hood, the scoop, the bed are done on the 55 Chevy. Now Tim and Ryan can get rid of their worst feature on the truck. Say bye-bye bow ties.
Done yet?
Almost.
That's fancy.
It is pretty fancy, huh?
Man, this thing's taking a lot longer than it should have.
Yep. Now we can move forward to the taillights. Finally, right?
Right.
Oh, got a problem. Dude, that is a lot of Bondo. Holy crap. There's gonna be a huge dent in this corner. I already know it.
Once again, working on somebody else's custom install brings up another surprise. That's probably why this bed's so damn heavy.
I should have just went with my idea. Bought a bed and started from scratch. About a half-inch of Bondo here. Really crap from the start, or that somebody just was trying to hide a whole bunch of imperfections. I mean, they did a good job. It fooled me, but that's not the right way of doing stuff. Nothing leaves this shop looking like this.
God, ow. I think we got a solution though. Kind of made a template. We'll cut the metal to this where the The light will stick through, be flush. We'll center it here to here. Let you judge kind of how high you think it ought to be, and lay it out like you normally do.
I'm gonna attempt to fix that big old dent that they got right there.
I think once you put some heat on it, it'll pull it out too.
I hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now that I got these cut out, this is one addition real bad on the bottom, and it's staying kind of straight, kind of flat on the top. What I'm gonna do now is drift this out on the corner and see if I can get this bow out of here. And it's pretty good. Let's fit this bad boy in here, see if it works. I got these fit in here, everything looks real nice, a lot better than the bow ties. Now it's off the body.
Now all the metal work's done on the bed, it's off to the body shop to get all smoothed out. We're not gonna do stuff halfway around here. Obviously the bed needs paint. I called Earl, told him he needed to change the color of this truck. He said, cool. I guess he trusts me.
They probably should. You should tell America. Uh-oh. I was about to start helping him, I promise. What's up?
So you think you're done, huh?
Uh-oh.
This is never a good look.
Never.
Man, I've been thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. We gotta change the color. We have to. Like the big thing can't be having no Barney truck. I know he wants it back and all, but it's purple. I think the curves, the stance, the whole look of this truck, it needs a classy color. We'll call it Cafe Con Leche. The paint's drying, a million times better. After weeks of work, wheels and tires on, and get that wood in the bed.
Easy. Perfect example of custom trucks, the custom world. All the sub racing of the floor was up, down, way to make it all smooth so the bed would fit. Now, 2.5 weeks later, I'm getting to do something that should have taken me maybe 2 hours. Now we're ready to install this custom interior, and this truck's ready to go back to Earl.
Taco time.
Taco time. What flavor we got?
I don't know.
Taco flavored tacos. I've never found a bad taco stand around here.
That's how I keep my girlish figure. I got into interior design with cars when I first started out as a car audio guy. And used to do a lot of big systems and stuff. That started dying out in the late 90s. Not as many people wanted big stereos. So it just kind of naturally progressed into me doing interiors and bringing some of that design concept into the interiors.
You're dropping stuff.
Messy tacos are good tacos.
If it's not in your lap, it ain't a good taco. It all started for me wanting something that I couldn't afford someone else to build for me, so got to make it myself. So that's the best way to learn. Hands-on, screw some things up, break some stuff, put it back together.
Still do a lot of that.
I don't want to be a thing playing with hot rods all day long. It's like Tonka toys.
Exactly. My family, for the longest time, thought I was crazy. It's not going to go anywhere. You know, they're like, it's a useless job. Nobody's going to pay any money for that stuff. Look at me now. We're on TV. Hi, Mom.
Now that the 55 Chevy is back from paint, Earl's truck is looking good and timeless. Heath and John are installing their handmade headliner, door panels, console, and sub box.
Starting to look like a custom truck, man.
One of the last things we had to do is get rid of the old steering wheel and put something classy in its place.
The last time anyone ran flames on anything was back in the 90s, so I got a little fire extinguisher here.
Today's the big day. Bill's gonna bring me the truck. 2 months. He's banned me from his shop. This is a big day for me.
Occasionally, we've been known for going over the top. So today we got a special surprise for Earl. Earl owns one of the biggest tugboat operations in the city. I asked his wife Cheryl if we could use one of his tugs to add to the surprise.
He's been looking forward to this so much. He's just driving me crazy.
Thank you for coming out to be with Earl today. You know, he's a huge car enthusiast. Man, I can't wait for you to check this out.
The thing is now, if I don't like the truck, you and Tim are going in the water.
So he's going to throw me in the water? No, not today. Are you ready?
I am.
I'm ready for you too, man. Check it out.
I looked at the daggum trucks on a barge behind one of my push boats. It was awesome. How'd y'all do that? Oh my goodness. It's definitely not purple anymore.
What you think?
That is awesome. That really is awesome, Bill. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful color. Bill nailed it. Well, tell me about what you did.
First, we had to raise the blower up for you. I know you wanted the scoop going all the way through the hood.
It was a solid hood. Remember, we cut it, put the hole in it, did the blower.
I like the hood. The hood on the truck finishes the truck out. The truck went so long without the hood because the blower and the hood wouldn't work together, and Bill made that work.
Lowered it a little bit. Of course, the new wheels, tires, big brakes to stop this big old thing.
Boy, them tires are killer.
I'm almost speechless, really. This is pretty awesome.
What's it look like on the inside?
Check it out.
Whoa, look at those door panels. I really like those armrests y'all did in there, man.
Every bit of that's all handmade.
That interior is just beautiful, and it really goes with the truck.
Took out the old lazy boy seats. You know, made it classy. I think this truck is classy now. You know, it goes fast. It's a race truck, but it still has class to it. No one's going to be complaining about this truck in 10 years. I mean, this thing is cool and timeless.
What a difference.
Definitely.
When you open the hood up, all that dull aluminum's gone, and it shows that jewel of that 871 blower. Hey, Bill, where are the tail lights? Is that them right there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no more bow ties.
No more bow ties.
I think I might wear that at Halloween this year. Bow tie.
Bow tie?
Yeah. It's got a real thin coat of color over it, but they do shine through the paint.
So I'm not going to have the po-po stopping me, am I?
Maybe for speeding.
Maybe for speeding. Wow, that blonde wood is killer in there.
We pulled up the old diamond plate bed floor,
right,
and the subframe of it was kind of, so we couldn't lay wood on top of it. We had to reinforce all that and make it all straight. We were going to try to use the old panels, and Bill wasn't going to let us do that.
So there wasn't nothing done halfway?
No. Every car, every project goes out of the shop. I mean, that reflects me, you, and every guy working on it. So it has to be right.
Man, this is over the top, Bill. Y'all really did a good job, man. There's only one issue I've got on this build. When you took me for a ride in the purple truck, you scared the crapola out of me. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have any back brakes. Well, guess what? It's my turn to do the drive.
Let's go check it out. You know, I can't say enough. Tim, the guys at the shop, they just always got my back. Building badass cars. Until you see what's underneath.
So it's either good, fast, or cheap. Pick two.
Pick three in this case.
I can't believe y'all gonna let this man cut this top.
This is a 2006 Kodiak that we cut in half and stretched. We're trying to take it to the next level and get it back on top of the game.
Wow, man.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want.
This is Texas Metal.
Houston has so much going on all the time, and Extensive is thankfully right in the middle of it. I'm heading out to meet rapper and Entrepreneur is a fixture in the southern rap scene, especially right here in Houston.
What's happening, Bill? My man, how you doing?
Man, real well.
Hey, Slim.
Real deal, Bill.
What's happening, man?
Good, man. Thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Spot.
Good to meet you, man. Good to meet you.
Slim and I grew up in the same part of town, the north side. Slim is known for his custom cars, which have a habit of ending up in his music videos, and he wants to add to his collection.
Man, I got this big dinosaur out here, man. I need you.
The 1959 Caddy was totally futuristic for its time. They even fashioned this thing after jet airplanes. What are you feeling?
This has been my dream car, man, for the last 10 years. So, you know, it's real special to me, man. It's just such a classic. I want to make sure I do it the best. And I know you're the best in town when it comes to dropping it to the flow.
That's right.
So I need to bag it up and swag it up, man.
Definitely build you a badass car.
If you know anything about making that car sit low to the flow, you know Bill is one of the best, man. He just got that name in the streets.
Plus, he from the North.
He from that North side.
From the North.
Represent the North.
Together,
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do.
Hands down, this got to be the best ass I've seen on a Cadillac. What you think?
Man, no doubt. The 1959 Cadillac.
I want to look like Batman when I hit the block.
That's the best car you could have got to look like Batman.
That's what I'm talking about. What can we do with it?
Man, what can't we do with it?
Well, as you can see, you can tell I love that black. My brother Ray had a good idea.
Oh, man, I was thinking black is chrome.
So black on black on black?
That's pretty much the dress code around here, Spot.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in too good around here, huh?
Man. You see what it look like around here, man. I got this sore thumb sticking out on me, man, so I need your help.
Man, it must be really nerve-wracking knowing you've got to build a car to park next to a Rolls Royce.
Nah, we're going to make the Rolls Royce look bad.
I have to agree with that. Where'd you get this at?
Pennsylvania. We seen this car online, and we just shucked the dice and got it and got lucky with it.
Whenever a car comes from that part of the country, I get super nervous what could be under all that paint. If this car's been sitting rusty for 50 years, it can make for a tough build.
Look at that, Bill. That's bad.
Man.
That's pretty rough.
Not that bad.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're the one who can do this.
I think we're going to take it from a 10 to 100. Slim, when you got to have this thing back, man?
I need this thing by the end of summer, man. I got a real big party for my birthday, and I really want to put that shine on them one day time, man.
Can't say no to Slim.
Look me up, man. Let's get it, Bill. Yes, sir.
That's right. Since I started Extensive 20 years back, on all of our builds, I try to raise the bar higher and higher. Slim has the same rep with his music and cars. You know, this won't be the first 59 custom Caddy, but this is going to be the new gold standard.
Look at this bad boy.
We got to build this car the biggest, the baddest 59 there's ever been. It's got to be like one of his concerts on the road.
What's the game plan?
I want to make this Caddy the future of custom Caddies. It'll be black on black on black. Painting the body black with black chrome. Over-the-top sound system with 32 speakers in all.
He wants to piss off the neighbors when he comes home.
It's king of the knob. He's got to have the king of caddies here.
I'm assuming a 1959 seat's not going to last for a guy that's 6'5", 6'7".
So here's what I'm thinking. A handmade black interior with custom leather seats to fit a guy as big as Slim. You're going to have to test drive this one because you know Spy can't be able to touch the pedal.
What's underneath the hood look like? Have y'all checked that out? Tell you, there is no engine, no transmission, needs a wiring harness.
We're going to put a big bad engine in it, the 6.2 LS with 525 horsepower. And of course our own air suspension with 24-inch wheels and tires. Decent shape except for somebody's 1970 repair.
Well, at least they hit the center of the trim with the screws. Look at this. It's almost like making popcorn.
Rust flaking off a 60-year-old car is never good. Who knows what's under that red paint?
Don't worry about it, Timmy. You got this. If you can handle it,
Let's strip everything. Let's get it to the blaster, and then we'll see what we got to work with. Before it goes out to media blast, Jamie's going to torch out the old shocks and springs so we can mock up the air suspension and engine.
I live and breathe this stuff. I've been doing this since I was a kid. My dad was in the hot rods, and here I am.
But you don't do this kind of stuff to a new car. Auto cars takes a little bit more work, a little elbow grease. Auto cars just need a lot more love than working on a newer car.
With the undercarriage tore out, we got room to mock up the suspension. This is where the car is going to sit when you deflate all the air out of the suspension. You see something like that, the Slim doesn't have a choice but to like this.
When you inflate the airbag, it's going to pivot on this point, lower the rear end down, which will raise the car. When it airs out, it'll go back up to where the rear end is, and it'll lay the car out. These heavy-duty U-bolts assure that the tooling is firmly attached. Perfect. This thing is going to drop super low. We're taking off all the chrome. I've asked Charlie to make that chrome black for Slim's 59 Caddy.
We are fixing to spray some of Slim's parts. The process, we've already done the black on it. Now we're fixing to go in and shoot the chrome. You have to take your time with it, make sure you do it right and make sure you got the even amount of coats on there. If you don't, it will definitely become splotchy or cloudy or anything like that. So you definitely want to know what you're doing when you come in there spraying this stuff. Now we'll do the black tint to give Slim that black that he asked for. What I'm doing here is I'm checking, because if you don't, we'll go just a dab more. Here we are, 5-6 coats later, and now we got this thing where we want it to be, so we get some clear on it, so you can have that black on black on black.
Slim's big 6.2 is on order, but luckily we have a mock-up engine, so we can make sure everything fits in place. And we got a big purple transmission that we can fit onto it too. Once it's all mocked up, we'll know what we're up against. Come out of Jamie's, Troy.
I think he painted it with them glasses. He's got a
Purple Rain tribute truck.
Something like that anyway. I actually like the color. It ain't that bad, but it's just not going to work with what we're doing right here. So I'm sure we're going to have to tear it down and repaint it.
Here we go. You got it, Jamie?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Down just a little bit.
Watch yourself, Jamie.
Man, this ain't going to work. Hand's gonna hit the steering.
Watch your fingers. Is it the purple transmission giving y'all problems?
Ain't the transmission problems, the oil fan problems.
There's no way this oil pan is gonna fit as is.
The oil pan in Slim Thug's Caddy doesn't fit. Man, let's just get it out real quick. We'll just cut the pan. We don't have time to wait on ordering one.
Time to chop it up.
Instead of ordering a better fitting oil pan, it's going to be faster to make our own, and ours will be a better quality anyway. I think it was time for him to change anyway. What do you think?
That's pretty black, man.
The world of custom creates problems, and this is just one of the things you deal with on a daily basis. We'll get it handled, whatever it is. So what we're going to do is cut a notch in the oil pan, create a new line, and then we'll make a custom cover. And all this will give us more room for the engine.
So we can take off an inch.
We're going to cut it back a little bit further, make this line go a little bit further out, and then go down into the deeper part of the oil pan.
Just solving problems like this, cutting the pan, move the pickup tube back. Modifying, that's what we do around here.
That much more. Just the bottom will give it a slight little angle on it.
It's a real small space. We got to get the angle exactly right.
Perfect. Most of the time, you got to just take a little bit off, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Finally, you'll get it.
Let's see what we got here.
That should work. Man, that's notched out perfect. I think it's the perfect angle. I think it's gonna work good. The new pickup tube is perfect. The engine should just fit. Buddy! Got something for you real quick, man. You just take this up. Make it look good, man. Not like last time. Jesse's one of our best aluminum welders. He'll make this oil pan work perfectly. There you go. Thank you. All right, how about bolt it up? Crossmember ought to clear here. Steering ought to clear here. It's the first time Jamie's had a dance in a long time. It's with a motor. You got it, Jamie?
Yeah, I got it.
Time, huh?
About time.
Something like this should take 5 minutes. It takes 45 minutes. Ricky's on his way to the shop. He's one of my long-term customers, and he's always up in the game on everything he owns. So as you can guess, we get right along.
What's up, Ray? Got a little dirty. What's going on,
How
man?
you doing, man?
Good.
Ready to do something new, huh?
Yeah, we need to change it up.
This is the 2006 Kodiak that we cut in half and stretched. When we were done with it, nobody's seen anything like it before.
When this truck showed up to shows, everybody's mind was blown. But man, there's a lot of Kodiaks out there. A lot of guys are bringing out a bunch of nice show trucks, man. So I just want to revamp it, you know?
Yeah, step it up a little bit.
Yeah. So we're trying to take it to the next level and get it back on top of the game. This paint's been on there for a while.
Yeah, I know you got a ton of paint work on the inside. You want to just like repaint the whole thing, change the whole color?
Yeah.
These are from 11 years ago.
It's been a long time in there, man. That's gotta go. That was a gift.
For the record, Extensive didn't put that disco ball in. We never would have. You know, definitely wheels, tires, man. We got to step that up. The 24s were badass, 11 years ago, even 5 years ago. But man, we at least got to have those 26s on it now.
A lot of these side-by-sides at the shows, man, they have everybody in the world with these loud speakers. I guess they're like marine-type speakers. Man, you can't hear this truck.
This isn't loud enough.
I mean, man, it's loud enough when you're going down the road, but at the show, when you're parked and everybody has their stereo on, you can't hear it.
Some speakers put in the bed.
Yeah, what do you think?
Something down low so you can't see it.
Yeah, we don't want it gaudy and still can use the bed, you know what I mean?
How you like it.
Yeah.
Not just loud, but...
Right.
That'll keep them boys trying to keep up with us.
Yeah, gotta stay ahead. Sounds good, man.
This brings back a lot of memories from built the bed for it, the air suspension on it, new headlights, running boards, moved the cab back 24 inches and built that center sec first built. I mean, this was one of one. And that's why it's back, just to stay ahead. I mean, that's what we do, stay 10 steps ahead of everybody else. To get Ricky's truck back up on top, I'm thinking big. I set at 26-inch powder-coated wheels. Custom door panels, a top-of-the-line sound system, including marine speakers in the bed, and we'll paint this huge truck solid black. Once again, it has set the bar for custom Kodiaks. Our paint shop is totally overwhelmed. I got to get somebody in here that does a perfect job, and there's not too many people you can just call upon to drop what they're doing, get on a plane, come out and help you out, but that's my boy Zane.
What color are it going to be now?
Big, bold, black.
It's a whole lot of red to make black.
It's
to be a pain to take care of, but man, it's going to give it what it needs, I think, to really set it back to the punch in the face. Here you go. We'll kill this thing.
Anytime you paint one black, man, you don't want to miss. When we paint them black, man, all that stuff's going to show up. So if anything's not straight or not perfect, you're going to see it as soon as you look at that thing. John and Heath and the boys are going to start blowing some of the interior apart so we can get going on this thing.
These doors here on this Kodiak, they've seen their better day. So what we're going to do on this to get rid of all this old stuff and go to new, we're just going to cut the top of the door panel off and rebuild a whole bottom half of this door. Rock and roll. It's time to update them, make them a little bit better, see if we can't one-up ourselves on this one.
Zane is going to bodywork every last imperfection out of a Kodiak and prime it for its date with a midnight black paint job.
We start blocking it all on a hard block with some 180. Keep it in an X pattern always, so anything that's not straight, it's going to show. It's going to make me look bad, it's going to make Bill look bad, it's going to make everybody look bad. Ricky don't want it wavy, and I don't want it wavy, you know?
Now has been Bodyworks Kodiak Midnight Black.
The Kodiak's so big, we're going to use the forklift to get the bed off of it so we can get it into the booth. Now, come on. All right, you can go ahead and pull the slack out. Try to get that thing painted today so we can just keep on keeping on with it. All right. All right, go back. Back. Doing it black too, I like to blow them apart. You know, we're not going to have any nasty tape lines on this thing, so we can really make this thing as nice as possible. The thing about black paint, if it's got any kind of ripple, imperfection, any kind of wave through here, you're going to see that. You know, it's really going to show, you know, how good the bodywork really is out of this shop. As soon as it pulls up, I mean, you're not going to miss it. It's going to look like a big 30-foot long shadow coming through. Pretty menacing truck as it is, but I mean, this is really going to set it apart from the rest of the stuff there. Once we get it all blocked out and buffed after we paint it, we want everything that you see in the reflection of it to look just like it did, you know, if you were looking in a mirror.
We built the suspension and test fit the engine on Slim's 59 Caddy. Are you going to get that trim off right there? We're preparing to send it to Miller.
Bill. What's up, man?
How you doing, man? What's happening, man? Come on.
Chilling, bro. I got an idea I want to run by you right fast.
What you got, man?
I just feel like I can't see it being the cleanest 59 in the city with a top. This is Houston, man. It's hot out here. Let's just chop the top, man. Chop the top.
Cut the top off.
You gotta come topless or you ain't coming down at all.
You're gonna lose. Let's make it a roadster.
I ain't pulling it out in the rain, so it don't matter.
That's custom.
That's custom. That's custom.
A 59 Caddy Roadster isn't something you see every day. And with all our other custom modifications, there won't be another one like this for sure.
What y'all fellas think?
How about the rolls, right?
No, I'm talking about this.
I mean, you really caught us just in time to do something like that. Because if you came an hour later, it'd have been too late.
I mean, it's meant to be, man. Let's do it, man.
We gotta do a little bit of reinforcing, man, but that won't take a second. Before we cut into any car, much less a rusty one, you gotta reinforce it with square tubing. That way everything stays straight. To change, you try to be accommodating. But when that client's Slim Thug, you just hand him the saw.
You ever cut a top before like this?
You can color in the color.
Just follow the lines. I can't believe y'all gonna let this man cut this top. Slim always been hands-on stuff. I been telling you all the time, man, you can't do that, but you hard here, you continue to do that. That's why we balance each other out. That's right, you see. I got the crazy ideas, he the one trying to stop him all the time. That's what it is. Y'all ready for it? Here it is. Yes, sir. As I'm chopping the top on this car, I'm realizing that this is really like my passion. Bill, I need a job, man. I need a job. Building your own car, man, just like making a song, is priceless, man. And the feeling of knowing you created something, it's like having a baby.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It is special.
No.
You know, if this rapping thing doesn't work out, Slim can always come to Extensive and work anytime.
Golly, man. That is. Oh, man. No.
Hey, good job, man. Couple of bolts out of the body, separate the body from the frame, get the frame out. Anytime you strip a car down this far, it really makes you nervous of what you're going to find from the past. It's probably been 59 years since this happened. Man, at first glance, it really looks rusty and scaly, but it's more dirt and grease than anything. As far as the body, this is pretty common just to replace a rocker panel, but my concern is how far into the car this rust continues and goes. You don't really know until you blast this thing to see what's underneath and what you got to work with when it gets back. So I'm super nervous right now to hopefully there's some car left when it gets back. Alright. Hey, we're gonna get the frame out to powder coat. And then we put the body on the cart so we can ship it off the blast. Let's get this out.
Finally, she's gone.
Slim was really lucky to find this 59 Caddy. But you know, Pennsylvania isn't exactly possible to know how bad the damage is until we pick it up from Media Blast. Looks good to me. Media Blast takes off all the paint and filler. Hopefully we'll see a lot of metal, but I have my doubts.
This morning, Spot's bringing back the 59 Cadillac from the Media Blaster. It's the moment of truth. Today we're going to see how bad the body damage is.
All right, yeah, we got a lot of work here.
59 years old is definitely showing a little age.
Yeah, a little bit.
Robert is one of the best metal workers in town. He's been doing it longer than me. Not many people can say that in this town.
We can replace this whole panel.
Yeah. And this car's about as old as you are.
Nice. I've been doing metal work since high school, 86, on my Volkswagen. Just evolved into anything I can imagine I build.
Just cut that whole thing out.
Yeah. That was all covered up with Bondo?
Yeah, man, Bondo was out to about here.
So it's either good, fast, or cheap. Pick two.
Pick three in this case.
We get it. I'm starting the floors, get the floors right, and to match the other side. Some folks just throw a piece of metal in here and weld it up, but to actually do it right, it takes the time, and when you get done, you get a better product. Now we clean coat it in, everything underneath is coated, so now what we'll do is we'll start welding it in. There's no quick easy with sheet metal. It's either right or it's not right.
Last but definitely not least, Heath and John are getting rid of that disco ball in Ricky's Kodiak.
Hey, check it out, John. You light up my life.
Nice. Hey, I like to party.
Well, here we go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, party. Bill didn't want a disco ball, so what we had to do is make something to cover up the hole. Got a piece of panel board that we went ahead and curved to match the radius here. And then we're going to have an insert with the Extensive logo right in the center. It's going to be raised up in some vinyl in the back. All look really cool.
Ricky's really loud. He wants something loud when he's at the car shows. What we want to do is add these 4 waterproof speakers to the bed. So we don't want to drill any more holes in the bed side, so we're going to use the toolbox that's already there. Put an end brace, the pipe will go in the middle, we'll weld that out, and then send it off to paint. And these guys are going to bolt it in. The 4 speakers will mount to that curved bar. This should finish out the bed of the truck, and we're ready for Ricky to see it.
You know, Ricky is one of my all-time favorite customers. Today he's coming back to check out his Kodiak. I can't wait to show him what we did to him.
What's up, man?
What's happening, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Doing all right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good.
Man, I got a couple surprises for you today.
Hopefully one of them's my truck.
Well, yeah, one of them is.
Awesome. Where is it, man?
Let's check it out.
Holy shit. That's not the same truck, man. It's tucking a whole bunch of wheel on the front and the back now. God, dog, those bigger wheels made it look so much better. That looks brand new, man.
I mean, right then, you know you did a job well done.
This bumper and the lights and the grill, awesome, man.
Like brand new, man.
Hell yeah, man. Whole different truck, man.
Man, it is. It's bad.
First and foremost, the big 26-inch
Oh, man,
wheels,
they look awesome, man. I love them.
Totally makes this thing look night and day different.
Really does, man.
Still hook anything you want to it. The load rating's there on the back.
Good to
Can't
go.
kill
Cool,
it.
whatever.
Man, whatever you want, man.
I love the color.
When you do the black right,
it looks good,
You see,
man. That paint is so sick. You can see yourself in that paint from 30 to 40 feet away. It looks like a piece of glass rolling by.
Man, you want to check the inside out?
Man, shoot, yeah.
Keith and John ripped out all the old door panels and everything. They rebuilt the whole thing. This part of the door panel replicates the headlights on the front, so it has that nice little...
Man, that's sick, man. I see it now.
and here's all redone too, Ricky.
Nothing looks the same.
I had to get rid of the disco ball you had in there.
Man, that disco ball spun and spun and spun until it finally spun itself out of the truck. We just let it keep spinning down the road.
I'm kind of happy it's gone myself, but man, it looks so much better with that extensive logo in there, and that truck is badass.
Man, all new stereo system. We know how you like to just be louder than Ricky.
Remember though, Ricky was saying he wanted a little bit louder outside?
We mounted 4 8-inch full-range marine-grade speakers in the back of the truck.
God,
they don't hurt,
man.
They don't hurt to get wet, and nobody is gonna drown you out over these, man. Spot, crank it up, man. Let's hear it.
All right.
God, dog, man.
Ain't nobody gonna have a louder one than that, Rick.
I'm glad. Good. Can't hear you. What'd you say?
I mean, you can hear this from a mile away.
Man, you can put a tarp back here and fill it with water and have a hot tub with your system in it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, my guys just kill it on every project. The new door panels, the sound system, the speakers in the bed, the wheels, the tires, the paint, which is a lot of paint on this. And Ricky he's in love with the truck.
Man, I can't wait to take it on a ride.
I got one more surprise for you.
Oh, yeah?
I know how you're a fan of rap music, so we're going to use this to pull Slim Thug's new car to his party.
Oh, man, that's awesome, man. So if you're from Houston and you're not a fan of Slim Thug, you're crazy.
Let's do it, man.
Sounds good, man.
Much bodywork left on Slim's 59 Caddy. Robert's done with the floor pans, but he needs to completely replace the damaged side panel.
This was filled up with body filler before after this bad wreck, so all this metal has to go. This will all be brand new, just like it was from the beginning.
To the bodywork on the 59 Caddy, but Robert still has a long way to go to make this the futuristic, one-of-a-kind roadster that it wants to be.
This is the English wheel. When you run the metal through here, you can get the contour of the roll and spread it throughout the panel. And this will give me the bend, make the panel lay right on top of what's there, so we can cut it out and replace it, and it'll be all brand new. Well, we don't need this anymore. We've coated everything with the aluminum since we're never going back in. So that way we'll never have to worry about rust. So now we're ready to just Cleco our piece in and cut it in and weld it. And then when I tack it, the little piece that we're Clecoed to will fall off on the inside. Okay, so our panel's welded in now. Just got a few high spots to worry about. We'll take care of them and it'll be all new, one panel all the way down. Lay the wire on here. It kind of conforms to the body. It'll tell you where the high spots are, where there's going to be a little filler at. And it looks like we're going to be good right here.
Cutting the roof off the Caddy was the right call, but it created a whole lot more work. Because there's no windows, Robert has to form some metal to cap the doors to hold it all together.
59 Cadillac now is sunny weather car, can't drive it in the rain. So we had these caps made, fit right in here like this, be welded down, smooth, brown, ready for paint. Seal welded now, it's welded solid, smoothed out, it's ready for some body filler.
It was original and what's custom.
We have put in so many hours into making this car perfect. I've sanded on this car until my fingertips started bleeding. You know, when you spray any other color, you get away with a lot of stuff, but black, it has to be flawless from start to finish all the way through.
After weeks and weeks of work on Slim's Caddy, it's finally ready for Charlie to paint it black on black on black.
We're gonna do about 12 coats of paint. It's gonna be like he's gonna be rolling up on a huge black diamond. It's gonna shine so bright. His car will stand out next to any black car that's parked next to. Growing up, I was listening to Slim Thug while painting the cars, and now here I am painting his car, you know, so that's a really cool thing right there for me.
You know, I really hate when you see a car with just speakers crammed everywhere. I've asked John to find a way to hide all those 32 speakers in Slim's Caddy.
We're having to squeeze 10 subs in the trunk. The trunk I'm having to do is build it in two pieces and actually bolt the two halves together to make one entire enclosure. So when you open the trunk, all you're going to see is trunk. You won't see any of the equipment. Box fits, that's always a plus. To run it all, I got 6 visible amps and I got 2 more hidden in here somewhere. This piece here is going to cover up batteries and everything else and hold the other set of speakers that go in the trunk. Lucky enough, everything I've worked on so far is fit, so now that I got the trunk looking good, it's time to hide 4 more speakers in each door panel. So once I get my baffle in here, I'm gonna have to deaden this. You know the cars you see on the streets, when they've got so much bass, the car sounds like it's about to fall apart. But what we're doing with the deadener is we're gonna stop that. We're gonna make sure we don't have any rattles anywhere in this car. All we want is music coming out of this car. We'll get 3 or 4 layers in some spots just to make sure that we have enough density in the door so that we don't have any kind of flex or anything in the panels. All right, so we've got our baffle mounted. Everything's boxed in. We've got all of our deadener in the door. Next thing we're gonna do, we got a base plate made. We'll make another piece out of 3/4 inch MDF. We're gonna flush trim that. We're gonna go to work with the grinder and make some cool shapes out of this. First, with the door panel, some depth. I'm gonna be grinding from one edge to the line, from the other edge to the line, bringing a ridge around the top. It'll have a couple of lines in it instead of just a single line. That'll look pretty cool. All right, so there's the door panel all done. Speakers will be in this area here. We'll make a grill to cover it. Cover that in black grill cloth so you'll never even know that the speakers are in the door. Wrap this in leather, get it in the car. We'll move on to the next panel.
When I was like 14, a guy in my little hometown had a little truck that he would drive through the middle of town. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'd make my mom
go by this guy's house and his truck would be in the driveway, and I'd be like, oh man. He and I became really, really good friends for 30 years now, and that's how I got into the car scene. This here is my personal 2008 Chevy Silverado. It was a standard crew cab truck that Bill said, hey, let's take an extended cab and the crew cab. We'll cut the whole pillar out, and we'll make that door latch into this one, make this one latch so you can open up the whole truck and there's no pillar in the center. Many of guys have tried to duplicate that, but it's never been pulled off again. You can build anything you want to build. You want to be above and beyond. You want to set the bar kind of where you show up the next show and everybody's like, golly, just like, what do you have? It's just cool to kind of have the tools and the facility to be able to take the crazy ideas and take them to reality.
Slim 6.2 LS black to match the rest of his caddy. Matt's wiring it all up to give it a test fire.
Fire it up.
Hell yeah.
Clear?
Good job, man. Good job. The 525 horse. Oh, Slim gonna be happy. You know, at the very end of a big job, sometimes it comes together all at once. And that's exactly how this one's going down.
Car jams, everything's hidden, nice clean lines, everything's smooth and sleek. Turned out real nice.
Today's the day, man. Oh my God. Slim been driving me crazy about this whole car. I've been wanting a 59 Cadillac, man, since I can remember. Oh man, I can't wait.
Slim Thug's having a party at his house today. Man, he's about as ready can be to see his car.
I can't wait, man.
Come on. That old dinosaur. That sore thumb.
We're gonna see what type of superhero you are, Bill.
I feel the pressure.
Man, Bill.
Y'all ready to check it out?
Yeah. Let's get it. Oh, man, look at that. Man, Bill. Sick, bro. This has far surpassed my expectations, man. I'm so happy with this. I really feel like I got my own personal Batmobile.
Man, last time you seen it, you was over there cutting the roof off.
Right. I told y'all it was a good idea. Now look at it. Man, y'all took this car to a whole new level.
Front to back, you see how slick this thing is and how much time and effort has been put into each and every piece of this car. Powder-coated frame, every panel's blown apart. Bodywork, there's not a lick of rust on that thing.
I feel like I'm in a dream right now. The paint, man, it's look like a candy black. When you look in it, you can just see so far into it. It's like a mirror.
Black chrome trim.
Black on black on black. That's what we asked for.
It don't get blacker than this.
Right, man. Black chrome came out pretty nice. Real nice. I like it. I was a little nervous because I ain't never see how that was going to look, but it really gave it a new feel. Sick, bro. Sick.
Of course, we had to have the air suspension on there, man.
Bag them up.
You gotta have it low and ride smooth.
Low to the flow.
Nice. 24-inch wheels. And Slim, I know you wanted them 24s.
Had to. Man, them 4s just look good.
Black with the black chrome on it. Get a little contrast on the wheel, too. People are gonna see this car and have to step their game up.
That's it, man.
We built his dream car for him, and that is a good feeling.
Wow.
Man, 8,032 speakers, all hidden. You don't see anything in here.
I can't wait to hear this, bro. I see how the interior match everything.
Yeah, man.
Front to the back.
The interior guys just killed it. It's all handmade. Of course, black leather and suede.
Seats are sick.
The door panel's all been refashioned to get all that music inside the door.
Wow, let me get in here, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's the seat back. Yes, sir.
It's all Bluetooth, man. Just take your phone out, hit it.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Real Deal Bill executed to the fullest. Man, didn't he? Big shout out to Real Deal Bill. He the coolest in the game. It sounds like a concert on wheels.
I know you want to see the heart of this thing. An LS3, the 525 horse, man.
That's crazy, man. I could drive this thing to New York, huh?
Hell yeah.
Bill, you killed it, bro. Well, I guess the only thing left now to do is what? Drive it. Let's hit the block, man. Let's do it. It's a real dream come true right here, bro. Finally getting to drive my dream car old school, man.
You know, I'm so proud of all my guys at the shop. No matter what the task is, they kick ass.
There's already something you don't see. But what you done did to this, man, for sure head turn everywhere we go, bro.
Well, that's what it's all about. Now we have even more metal work to do.
Oh, whoa, stop. Got a doghouse for the dog, a big dog.
This 2001 Ford F-350. 6 months ago, this was just a beat-up old work truck. You know, and even after all that, there's still just something missing.
Oh my God, Bill, that is sick right there, man.
You know, when big parts start coming together, it makes for a good day.
This is going to be one of my favorites that we've ever done.
Awesome.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Man, Bill, so glad you came with me to pick up this engine.
Well, you know, I'm not going to miss the time to come out and see old John and his cool car collection.
And everybody's been talking about.
We're months deep in customizing John's F5 Ford COE with tons of custom metal work. He wants us to swing by his place because he wants to add a new engine. Once again, a super big build is getting even bigger.
And, you know, got to check up on the old milk truck, see how it's doing.
Absolutely.
Hey, Bill. Spot, how y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
You working?
Yeah, just rubbing on this rascal a little bit. You doing all right?
Heck yeah.
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing fine.
Man, this thing's still looking good.
Put some miles on it. Having a good time.
Running good?
It's still running great. I tell you, I enjoy the heck out of it.
We built a milk truck from ground up for Big John last year. Tons of custom metal work, full interior, and a big old diesel engine.
You know, seeing the milk truck again, that just reaffirms that we really got to keep the bar high on this one.
Yeah, keep pushing the bar to build an even better vehicle than we built before.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely still my favorite build that's ever come out of the shop. But amongst all these other cars, what a collection.
You hadn't seen them all. There's still other garages.
No kidding.
You know, I've known John for a long time. Since I was a kid, we're a lot alike. Always looking to make his builds bigger and better. Always. We planned on keeping the existing engine on the COE, but in this game, the only thing you can count on is things are definitely going to change.
Well, you know how I like diesels. I like this Ford diesel in this one.
Yeah.
Let's do something different. Let's put a Cummins in the next one.
Man, I like that. I love, you know, that's part of it. Just that diesel sound, that smell, man, that'll make it.
I think so. Putting the diesel in the COE, it's the only way to go. They're bigger trucks. They need a diesel. This is what I want you putting as COE, is a Cummins 4BT 12 valve, 3.9 liter with a 4-speed automatic tranny on it.
John, I think it's a great idea. You know, having the diesel in the COE is definitely the right way to go. Even being a 4-cylinder, this thing can still make some good power.
It'll make that COE run good.
The Cummins 4BT is a turbocharged 3.9 liter. It's a small version of the super popular 12 valve. You know, it still packs a ton of power, but size-wise, it's a way better fit for the COE.
This is probably going to be your new favorite.
Nah, this is my favorite.
I don't know.
Well, then
It's gonna be a tough decision.
I have two favorites.
You ready to load this up?
Let's load this rascal up.
Let me get the truck.
Yeah, go back it in. I'll get the forklift.
Work on the COE. And it's even going to take more work to make this diesel engine fit.
Clear over there?
This way? Cool. The truth is, if it were my truck, I definitely want the same thing.
Up, Timmy. What you got on that truck out there?
Little engine, little diesel engine. Old John, milk truck John.
Yeah.
He loves how that diesel is in his milk truck. He said he just had to have a diesel in the COE.
So all the work with the old 350 is in it, taking all that out, all the sheet metal, everything.
Whatever we're going to do to make it fit. You know, we've already made a custom Western hauler style bed, running boards, and a whole headache rack. It's all at powder coat. Now we have even more metal work to do.
What do you want to get started on first?
You know, first things first, we're got to pull out that small block, get rid of that sucker, and let's start doing what we got to do to get that diesel in. You know, the Cummins 4VT has some components on the side that makes this thing a little wider than the 350. So you already know that creates a lot of work in making a whole new doghouse. And we're going to be adding new front bag mounts to the front suspension to haul that extra weight. Then we can add the wood into the bed and the running boards.
This thing orange or what?
Big John's definitely got to have it orange.
And the orange, the big billet wheels, and now the diesel motor kind of completes the whole project of the truck.
Definitely. The milk truck's going to have a little competition beside it when it gets back home. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Alrighty, buddy. Pull that hood off.
Alright. To make room for the new Cummins engine, Ryan and John are going to start by taking out the old small block 350.
That's one way to do it.
So is.
It looks like there's no way to get that out. This cross mover right here is going to really hang us up on getting the bottom of this thing out.
I've seen that coming.
Sucks.
I had a feeling this was going to happen, but it was worth a shot. You know, we were hoping we'll just remove the front end and we're about to get the engine out the front of the truck. But clearly that's not going to happen because we got a front cross member here and we don't want to cut that out. So, more work.
To pull the engine out, we got to make room. So we're going to take the radiator off and then the motor mounts. You ready? Yeah. You hung up on something.
This wire right here, hold on. I got it. Hold on. Temperature sensor wire. Alright.
Nice. That'll make life a little easier, huh? A little bit. Hey, stop.
I need the chain to be as short as possible, though.
I understand that. You're hitting the distributor cap. You're about to knock it off. When you're building custom cars and trucks, it seems like they never end. We're always constantly changing and evolving and coming up with bigger, badder stuff. And this is no different.
Right there?
Come down here. All right. Pull the motor your way here.
See what we got.
All right. Go ahead.
Basically a brand new engine, huh?
Yeah. He could probably throw it in one of his other projects and we can put something way cooler in this one, huh?
Yeah, diesel power.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, you know, John always gets what he wants, so.
Hey.
I wish I was that John.
And the running boards. So I asked Lewis to help me pick the right wood to accent that orange paint. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
This is the color we got. Lamborghini orange for that COE. You know, the wood's going to be pretty prominent on the bed of this thing and down in the running board. So it's really going to stand out. But I want something, you know, with a nice grain to it. What is this?
So that one's alder right there. That's a really white wood, so we could add a stain to that. This one's oak. We have walnut here. This is cherry. We have mahogany, and this one's lacewood.
Man, I like that.
We can add a little bit of solvent to it. You know, you can kind of see the natural appearance and the figure of that grain, and our mahogany, and then our walnut.
Man, I think these two.
Yeah, man.
You know, I love the grain in this thing. I think majority lace wood with little separation of mahogany.
Yeah, man.
That would be nice.
Yeah, wood. Yeah, this lace wood, when it's in the sun, it's just going to pop at you. All of the grain running like that sun's going to hit it. It's going to be beautiful.
Cool.
All right, man.
Let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we got the engine compartment cleared out. Now it's time to fit the Cummins. Typical. As everything else around here being a little bit wider and obviously a lot bigger than that little 350 that was in here. So what I'm gonna do is keep as much of the firewall as I can because height isn't an issue, it's just width. So I'll just cut all the way back and hopefully I'll be able to save this chunk and just move it over an inch. Also gonna trim the frame rails to make a little bit of room and then plate it, boxing it in. That way when I do get this motor in here, I can go ahead and build my motor mounts as well without having to pull it back out again. Everything's done, frames boxed in, motor mount plates are made and ready for the motor to come in. We go grab John and stab this thing in here. Try to tilt back. Oh, whoa, stop.
Ah, that sucks. See it hitting the top and it's already at the bottom.
You know, when you own a custom shop as long as I have, you get a lot of experience fitting things in vehicles where they're not supposed to be, like the Cummins and the 1950 Ford COE.
On this side, the injector pump is hitting the body.
For our second attempt on the COE, we raised the body off the frame about a foot to get that engine in there.
That's about right. Like down, we can start getting this motor mounted to the frame. Whenever you need help, holla at me.
Oh, we will. Come on.
Now that we got the new engine in, you could clearly see it's a lot taller than what was in there. This was the original doghouse that was in there for the 350. So what we're gonna have to do is start from scratch, build a whole new doghouse, make it taller and wider as well. So I got a rough measurement from inside the truck, 36 by 24. Lay it in there, draw me a couple lines, start shaping it. Just toss it in the truck. And what we're gonna do here to get us some reference lines where I gotta bend this. This mark is the edge of the exhaust. These two marks are the valve cover, and this one is the edge of the fuel filter. So now we'll take this over to the machine and get it breaking. Got a doghouse for the dog, the big dog. Looks like this is gonna fit pretty good. Make a little adjustment cuts here and there. Make this as close as possible to the engine to give us as much cabin room as possible. But the engine does produce heat, so we can't get too close because then this will get hot. As you can see, this is a lot smaller than what we're working with, so we're just gonna go ahead and cut that off and just make it all new. Piece tacked on there, giving it a little structural integrity while I make a bunch of these little pieces. They're going to form the panel from the top and connect it to the backside. There's going to be a lot of trimming, fitting, and adding till we get this thing all finished.
Ground up builds, especially with an owner like Big John, he really challenges us to build something truly that's one of one. You know, that's my passion, but it's also my business. So I'm always riding that line, what's best for the shop and what's best for the build. You know, the truth be told, my passion almost always wins. Exhibit 1011, this 2001 Ford F-350. You know, we've done a lot of work to this point of getting this old green work truck to the point it's at. You know, you can't really tell now, but about 6 months, we raised the truck 4 inches, added 24-inch wheels, we added full paint, fabricated the bed to flow with our custom fenders and custom short tailgate. You know, and even after all that, there's still just something missing.
Man, I know that look. What are you thinking?
It is not done. It needs a little more.
Like what?
It just needs something to throw it over the top. I think graphics on this thing would really, really, really just wake it up.
So you think it's something subtle, something small, or something just crazy?
See, you know I'm right. You know I'm right.
You're always right. That's why you're a successful businessman in America.
It's just too green. It needs some graphics down the side. You know, we got to call Caesar and Amanda, get them to come over and get it laid down on here. Then this thing will be finished.
I'll hit him up, see if he's in town, so he can stop by.
You know, we're lucky here with Houston's custom car scene. We have an abundance of specialists and artists who can really just take something just totally over the top. Like this husband and wife team, Caesar and Amanda.
So the main purpose of prepping it is that way we can open up the pores of the paint so we can actually have the adhesion on top of the base color.
Having my wife work with me is a lot easier because the same goal in mind always helps.
Plus, good work is hard to find, so that's why I learned so I can work with him every day.
I'm gonna start with my fine line. I basically had to draw something to get proportion right, and then from there I'll start tweaking it and getting the balance just right. It looks good on paper, but putting it on something that's three-dimensional is really hard because if one line has a real clean arc and there's a kink in it, that disrupts the whole flow of the design process. And it's kind of like a puzzle. You know, I'm trying to piece everything together and I'm working little by little. And then from there, I'll step back and look at the bigger picture.
Now that these graphics are done on the side of the truck, we're gonna pounce it to the other side. You're gonna have to tape over there and come this way.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and start tracing them and making our marks with a crayon. We're gonna make sure that we get the graphics and then also like the door jambs, the body lines, stuff like that, so that way we can make sure that we have accurate placement whenever we flip it to the other side and transfer the image. More of like an olive avocado green. So we are going to be trying to mix something that's kind of close to that. I can kind of manipulate the tones to get it where we want it.
I like where the green's at, but it needs a little bit more of a bump. So we got some interstellar pearls. We're gonna add to it.
Caesar, we're good.
That's what I want. And the sun is gonna make the pearl pop out and give it that dancing shimmer effect. All right, so what we're gonna do is, we got it all masked up, so I'm gonna start laying my base coat down. With pearls, there is a technique to spraying. You wanna get nice, even coats, no blotchiness. So you wanna be a little higher with your pressure and a little more sporadic. That way you can get your pigments to lay on real well. I just finished doing my second coat. What I'm gonna do is wait for this to flash. I'll come back after it's cured and spray some more coats.
What I like about Caesar and Amanda's work, they use multiple techniques with multiple layers all throughout the graphics. The details they're gonna add to this F-350 are just gonna look like they're popping out all that green.
I'm just trying, that way the balance is there, kind of coming from both angles. It kind of makes it look like the colors are cutting into each other. I'll start with the base. I'll come along the edges, get a nice smooth blend. And basically each step builds on top of it. I'll clean the gun, I'll load it up with the candy. You'll slowly start seeing the transitions of the pearls and the candies kind of mixed together. And with custom painting, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know how your layout's gonna turn out, and you kind of base off a feeling, and you just wanna have the right look. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes you gotta break a few eggs before you get it right.
Is that lift arm gonna hit that body mount over there?
I'm good. We're separating the frame on the 1950 Ford F5.
Turn it wheel.
We're gonna tidy up the suspension with new upper, lower control arms, bag mounts, and all new bags all the way around. You know, right now is one of the most critical stages when you're setting up air suspension. We got the chassis simulated with the truck all the way deflated, like all the way on the ground.
So we're going to simulate the bag fully compressed with our 3-inch spacer. So that's where it needs to go. Okay, real quick, Ryan, measure.
5 and 1/16. 5 and a 16.
We're ready to blow this thing apart.
So, these last couple hours and this little moment right here is always exhausting and exciting all at the same time. Once we get this thing done and powder coated and you start seeing it all come together, man, just this in itself is going to be a showstopper, and then adding the cab and the bed and wheels and all that, man, this is going to be one of my favorites that we've ever done, for sure.
To paint this entire truck orange. I was looking for something bright, bold, but still classy.
In the booth we go. Coming out Tangelo. Oh, come on. Our customer John is all about the bling and the wow factor. So we went with a 2015 Lamborghini orange on this truck. This is a big truck. It's going to be a lot of orange. I think you're going to like it. Because there is so much pearl in it, it doesn't cover as well as some other paints. So you got to make sure when you're spraying, you got a nice even spray pattern. You sunlight. On this color, it's going to take 4, maybe 5 coats to get complete coverage, and that's what we're going for.
I like to powder coat our suspensions and frames. It not only lasts longer, more durable, but it makes it look a whole lot better. With the chassis back from powder coat, ask Little One to assemble the rolling chassis. Then we'll install the engine and marry it to the flatbed and the cab. Yeah, that's right, his name's Little One. Don't ask me why, but he's a good mechanic and fabricator.
We get the motor in here, get the wiring done, and we go ahead and get all the brake lines. That way we don't have to struggle when the cab is on there and everything's fit perfectly. And it's the first time I see the powder coat compared to the cab. It goes really good. Come on, Jesse. Go forward. Line display right here. All right, go down. Slowly. All right, let's get the other side. Go
down?
Yeah. Oh, right there, right there. All right, Jesse. Your forklift services are no longer needed.
Thanks, buddy. It's always cool to take the extra effort just to do the rolling chassis. John wanted to keep basically the stock chassis, but he wanted to modify it to fit the truck. Powder coated, broken apart, and you look up underneath there, and everything's finished 100%.
Right now?
Been a long time coming. We're getting the cab down on the chassis. Finally. We started working on this. It was kind of cold outside. Got hot, real hot. We worked all the way through summer. Starting to get cold again. You can tell this is a long project. Measure the distance in between there. Center hole, center hole.
Yeah, 23 3/4.
I'm an instant gratification guy, so I'm feeling pretty gratified right now. When big parts start coming together, it makes for a good day. Looking good?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's about right where it's going to be. Hell yeah. Man, that's what I like to see. It feels good to look around the shop and see all these big and bigger builds getting worked on. But honestly, nothing feels better when you give one of these back to the owner. And after several months of work, this lifted F-350 is right on the edge.
Makes these graphics seem like they're wider when you're looking at them, but not something that's going to overkill them. It's easy to mess up, and it's even harder to fix once you do. Sometimes when I'm striping, I'll hold my breath, and as I'm pulling my line, I'll exhale. Even my own heartbeat will shake my hand sometimes. It's just you and the brush, and you just focus on the moment that you're striping, because it takes a lot of control and discipline to get your brush to work. You have to control it. I'm nowhere as good as I want to be, and every time I pick up the brush, in the first 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to know if I'm going to stripe that day. Because some days I have it, some days I don't.
Let me find some wood to knock on, because this truck is done. When the owners Andrew and Katie dropped this truck off a few months ago, you wouldn't believe it. It was just a busted up old work truck. But after all we've done, it's going to be worth the wait, and these graphics are just a cherry on the top. What's happening? Good morning.
What you say, Bill? How you doing, man?
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Today's the day.
Yeah, it is, right? You've been waiting a while.
Oh, yeah.
You guys came in that old tired ranch truck. You wanted something totally different, right?
We wanted that one-off no one had.
Right?
Family, its whole life. I wasn't having a new truck. They all looked the same.
What better way than just take the money we have saved and build something unique?
You know, we spent a lot of time on the aesthetics on this thing. You know, just when we thought we were done with this thing, it wasn't done. It needed something just a little more to put it way over the top.
Cool deal. Let's see it. I'm real nervous right now because, I talked her into doing it, and now, if it doesn't turn out right, she's going to kick my butt.
You guys ready to check this thing out?
I'm super excited.
Let's get Matt to bring this thing around.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Bill, that is sick right there, man. That is awesome.
Oh, I think I'm going to cry. That's crazy. I'm shaking.
You did it right there.
Looks good, huh?
Oh, yeah, not even the same truck.
Close to what we expected, right?
Nope, not even close. This is nice, Bill.
I mean,
so you're liking it?
Oh, yeah, we're loving it. Loving it.
Look at that really cool bumper.
It makes you want to get out of its way, right?
Oh, yeah, those round lights. I'm glad you went with that instead of a light bar.
Yeah, man, that's been way overplayed, right?
No, that is perfect. That is nice.
You know, the 24-inch dually wheels on this thing that just really wakes it up.
Color match, too.
Right?
That's nice.
You know, one of the most unique things on the truck is the bed itself. So what we did is just cut the original bed down and shaped it around the later model dually fenders, which gives it just a totally different look.
Perfect, and plus I still get the bed used. It's got the sides, it's got the little tailgate on there, so stuff's not flying out. I don't have to strap everything down.
Right?
Little baby
I
gate.
think it's pretty cute.
Little baby gate.
Mini gate.
The finishing touch on this was just the graphics, just to tie everything together, just put it next level.
It takes that truck from awesome to radical, 100%.
That's right.
I think those graphics stand out. It's like they're not even touching the paint. It's like they're just setting off the truck completely. The different layers on that, the colors in there, that's perfect, but it doesn't take it away from the actual truck itself, so.
It adds to it,
yeah,
for sure.
It really does.
Absolutely. It just gives it that whole aggressive attitude and makes it just
stand out. It's kind of cool, It's like there's a little snakeskin looking thing, and then there's like a little leopard looking thing. I don't know. It's like an exotic animal of some sort.
It's like the green beast, man. It's unique.
There you go, man. I think you just named your truck.
Might have. See what she says about that.
Now we need some graphics on the back windows that say Green Beast.
After looking at everything that Bill's done and the guys did on this truck, we only have one problem.
What's that?
I'm going to be bringing more of our vehicles here.
Oh, gosh.
You went above and beyond what we wanted. This is perfect.
Appreciate that. I'm glad it's still in your family. I'm sure you're going to keep it for a long time.
We will.
Oh, yeah. It'll go to the grave with us.
Watch the back of the cab. It's always good to see one leave, but two is always better. And the 1950 Ford COE is getting real close to being finished. John's out there putting a lot of strips of wood together to fill that bed and the running boards.
So I've got all the raw lumber planed down to the proper thickness. So what we can do now is I'm going to take the jig that they built the bed off of, mark it out so I know what parts of it I'm going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and cut these boards down to length so I have smaller pieces to deal with, and it'll be a lot easier to manage when it's time to glue and clamp these up. Next thing we want to do is do a layout for our biscuit joinery. This is what's called a biscuit. We create a pocket in both halves of the wood, and when you bring it together, it keeps everything lined up. It makes a stronger joint, so these things will be solid. I'm going to take this tool. This is a plate joiner, and what this is going to do is it's actually going to cut it. The biscuit fits in like that, and it will line up with the next one. They go together like so. That way now it's perfectly even across here. A little bit of sanding and these things will be dead on, ready to go. Usually we're working with fiberglass, Bondo, India, things like that. It's really kind of a treat to have a chance to work with some real wood and, play with a tree.
like everything we do here, it's about going the extra mile. So when Big John wanted a Cummins diesel on his COE, I gave a call to some Cummins specialists who come from a tiny little town, hour and a half north of here, called Nacogdoches.
What's up?
Hey, what's happening, man?
What's up, Bill?
How you doing, brother?
Man, real good. Appreciate you guys coming down.
Absolutely. No problem, man.
And what'd you think about this, man?
This is awesome.
It's like beauty, man.
I doubt there's very many 52 Fords running around with a 4BT in.
Right.
Dude, I can't wait to hear this thing run, man. Get a hold of that pump, turn it up, make it roll some coal.
Do what you do, Glenn. Let's get this thing running.
Let's get her done.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Stock, this engine's about 120 horsepower. We're going to have John's pushing about 3 liters, pump work, turbo.
It should give us about 600 foot-pounds of torque, which is plenty for moving this big old truck.
That's a bad little engine.
Yes, it is.
Big bang for your buck. All right, now that we got the front cover off, I think we're ready to go ahead and clean everything up, make sure there's no debris or anything inside of it that could potentially cause a malfunction or failure, and then put our new billet front cover on. So the advantage of this front cover versus the old style one is that they actually were prone to leaking a lot. They were a really thin piece of metal, and these engines heat up and cool down so much that they actually start to warp and breaks the seal on the gasket. So advantage of this, it's a lot thicker, a lot stronger. It helps create a better seal over time, and we won't have oil going everywhere either.
These 4-cylinder Cummins, these 4BTs, they run great fuel mileage, and they can move a big vehicle for the size of them,
Yeah, there's a lot of companies use them that do a lot of deliveries.
Yeah.
And they're running 24/7.
24/7.
Putting 400, 500,000 miles on these things, and they just
keep on running. Okay, so we're taking these single valve covers off. We're going to put one solid piece of billet aluminum one on here. They tend not to leak as much. Instead of the gasket that kind of overlaps these, we got O-rings on each one that's cut into the billet piece. Looks a lot better than what we have here.
So what we're putting on here is a harmonic balancer. Typically 4BTs didn't come with them because they were in industrial use. They didn't really care about vibration in the engine or anything like that. Seeing as this is going in a truck now, this helps dampening all the vibrations coming from the crank and just really smooths out the engine idle and gives you a nice ride.
Bill and his guys did an amazing job getting this to fit, and we can fire this thing up. You ready to start it?
Yeah, I got the launch crack ready to bleed it out.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
This thing sounded awesome, man. This thing's going to give John plenty of room in here. It's just going to fit the bill, man. It's just going to run great. I mean, it just sounds awesome, man.
Woo! Sounds great.
John's been putting in hours and hours of making the wood to put in the running boards and the flatbed. It takes a lot of experience to work with the hardwood.
As you see, I got it all roughed out and cut to shape. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take my template. I'm just gonna clamp the template to this and take my hand router and a flush trim bit and work my way around it. Slowly ease my way around the corners. With this being a hardwood, I'm gonna have to be careful so it doesn't tear out and split out on the ends. So take a little bit more time than cutting MDF, but way worth it. Well, we got this one piece ready to go. So next step is get it over to the paint shop and we'll get a finish put on it. Man, that sure does look good. Awesome. Man, I can't wait to see them in the truck. It's gonna be beautiful, man. Beautiful.
So we're gonna get the wood ready to stain. The stain's going to look great with this type of wood. It's going to give it the clarity that we want, and it's going to be beautiful. I want it to be fairly natural, so I don't want a really heavy pigmented stain. So this is going to be very transparent. It's going to highlight the wood, so we'll put it on there. I want to go in a circular motion to make sure that I get all of this stain mixture here applied evenly. So I'll come back and I'll wipe it this way out. Got the clear in the gun, and we're gonna get to spraying. finish, just like a piano would have. So in order to seal the pores of the wood, we need to keep coating it, keep sanding it, smooth it out really well. And that's the way we're going to get that look that Bill wants.
On builds like this, I like to have the design flow from the inside out. So the wood on the bed is going to flow all the way into the interior.
Now I got all the measurements and everything. We've got the shifter in and the doghouse, so we know everything's going to fit like we should. So now I just got to transfer all these measurements to a piece of chipboard, and then we'll start building this console. All right, now we got all the pieces cut out. We're going to put the base of the console together. Once we get it all together, we're going to go ahead and start on the top section of it. It's going to look pretty nice. I'm loving it so far. I think it's going to be just like what was envisioned. You know, we're going to have two googly eyes here, two more googly eyes here, shifter right there, compartment with plenty of storage, plenty of room. You'll see when these sides go on, it's actually going to leave us a 1/4-inch gap in the center for our aluminum. That's going to run like a belt line all the way across here. And then we're going to have our lace wood veneer on the top. So where this lid opens up, I don't want to see screws. We have our center screws. We're going to attach from inside this panel through the aluminum and pull this together. So it's going to give a real clean look without seeing one screw whatsoever. People are going to wonder how it's held together. Like most things I build, the console is a puzzle. You know, I build everything from inside out. It's the little details that count. A lot of extra work, but it's worth it in the end. I like it.
All the pieces of the COE puzzle are built, we got to complete the picture. That's installing the doors, adding the stereo, final electrical, and of course installing the beautiful hardwood and the running boards in the bed.
There has been a ton of work. I know I say that a lot of work in this thing.
The great thing about customization is you have this one idea, your one base idea to start off of. And once you start, getting into it, you're transforming your vehicle into something, your vision. There's always other ideas along the way that even make your vision greater. There's always something to put your personal touch on.
Once you do add that one or two pieces, now you got to keep going down the truck.
Snowballs.
Yeah. Everybody pushes the boundaries every year.
Well, that's one good thing about customization. It never does stop.
The wheels get bigger, tires get bigger, brakes get bigger, suspensions get taller, try to get lower. Same with stereo, same with changing paint. It's just on and on and on.
That's what's great about the industry that we're in. There's always something higher to reach for, something to improve on. The Ford COE has just been a huge build. Everybody at the shop has been pushing one another to create Big John something he can be proud of for years to come.
I've waited a long time for excited to get this COE back. How you doing?
Hey, man, good. Good to
Glad
see
you got out here.
Man, I always like coming out here and hanging out with you.
Well, I always loved having you. I invited my grandkids out here so they could see this because they all love the milk truck, but the bar was high on that.
That's right. I know, you won't accept nothing less than that for sure.
I hope you exceeded that bar on this one.
Absolutely. Been a long time coming. I know you're ready. You guys ready?
You're ready.
Let's check this thing out. Come on, John.
Awesome. You did good. Look at that rascal.
What's your name?
Yeah. I like it. Look at the blade. You hit the paint perfect. Compared to what it was.
The sun hitting this Lamborghini orange, this thing looks amazing.
Hey, Don.
Hey, John.
You had a hand in this one, doing this one?
Yes, sir.
You did the milk truck?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. You did an awesome job.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me everything about it. What all y'all do?
Now you got to tell you what we started with on this one, right?
We had a nasty truck.
Nothing nothing lined up on this. There was rust everywhere. Months and months of metal work, just making everything
fit right.
We dropped the frame out of this thing, redid the suspension, powder coated it just by making a Western Hauler style bed. It just really fits this style of the
looks
truck.
Great.
You know,
what type of wood is this?
That's a lace wood with mahogany inserts, and also brought it down into the running boards just to bring some color in that, contrast, and just be something that nobody's ever seen before.
I mean, the lines are beautiful. The wood cut is perfect. You come up with the extraordinary every time. I appreciate it.
Of course, he threw us a curveball on this thing.
We changed with the diesel motor.
Yeah, we had this thing almost all buttoned up as far as the engine wires, and then with this nice curveball.
Oh, well, I knew y'all could handle it.
Let's check this out.
Let's go check it out. Whoa, that looks fantastic. Great.
How the little 4BT looks right at home in this thing, right?
It did really good.
Well, I'm glad you made that call because this thing needed a diesel.
When y'all picked it up, it didn't look like that.
No, you definitely wouldn't want to pop the hood the way it was before, right? You see the intercooler tubes go up in there. Just, man, it makes this thing really stand out. Had the one-way diesel guys come down, they turn this thing up. It's got over 300 plus horsepower, probably 1,000,000 foot-pounds of torque.
Should be Screamer now,
right? You ready to check out the interior?
You bet we are. Wow, you did fantastic. That looks good.
But you gotta have the comfort too, right?
Oh yeah, we gotta be able to cruise in it and enjoy it.
I mean, we started by ripping everything out of this thing and just starting fresh. Welded up all the holes in the dash and just woke this thing up. You know, brought that orange color inside.
I like the wood here, but you brought it in here.
Right?
That is beautiful. All
just had to tie it all together.
And the console too.
Not only that, this thing sounds good too. You got all new stereo on this thing. It's all Bluetooth. You know, new gauges, new AC, new everything.
The upgrades are unbelievable.
There's not anything in this thing from 1950.
That's true. That's true. This exceeded what I wanted. The orange, all the bling, the wood, that rollback roof, all of it's fantastic. I'm looking really forward to taking this truck out.
Bart was said hi with the milk truck. How we do?
The milk truck's great, and this is better. If we ever do another one, you really gonna have some tough times. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much.
Let's get this thing in.
Let's get it inside.
You know, this job was a long one for us. You know, every guy in the shop has hours and hours and weeks, in some cases months. And this is a long, labor-intensive build, which I'm very proud of how this thing turned out. It reminds me of how good my whole team is. I'm proud of each and every one of my guys. I couldn't do this alone, and I appreciate everything they do for me and all my customers.
Wow, Cummins. Not every day you put an engine in a truck that the engine weighs more than a truck.
We're gonna have to make it a lot of room that isn't there. And then we gotta make this extra strong to handle all that extra torque. I didn't know you even had a race truck. Just another bad addiction.
This ain't one of them $200,000 builds, you know. We built that from the junkyard.
Might need to take that thing for a little ride.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
You know, the custom truck scene is so big on the north side of Houston. No matter what I need, I need a drive shaft for one of my builds. So I'm gonna go see my old friend David and his son Daniel. They run a little salvage yard amongst all their other little businesses.
Hey, Bill, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Same old thing, hot.
I know, that's right.
Yep.
I came over because I need some.
That's all right. What do you need?
You always tell me, at least.
Yeah. What do you need?
Man, I need a two-piece drive shaft. You know, we always mock up with those things, so.
I have to get them out, but yeah, we got them.
Whether it's their mud trucks or whatever they're interested in at the time, I always like seeing what they're up to. Sometimes I like taking them for a run.
Hey, what you got going on here? Oh, that's a little race truck we've been working on.
What's up, Bill? What's going on, man?
What's happening, man?
Oh, you know, another day.
So you got your little Colorado and just got after it, huh? Man, let me check this thing out.
All right, let's take it down.
The customization comes in all sort of shapes, sizes. This is just a prime example of that, of just taking an old truck, cramming a big engine in it, big turbo, and just seeing how fast it'd go.
What do you think of this, Bill?
A little LS, huh?
Uh-huh. Everybody gotta have LS nowadays.
Yup.
So, we're just trying to get in where we're fitted, man.
Yeah, you had to make a little room here for the turbo, I see.
Oh, yeah. Just a little. We still haven't put a hood on it.
You don't need all that. Man, I know y'all been building the big mud trucks, but I didn't know you even had a race truck.
Into the airbags, and I got us into the mudding, and now just another bad addiction.
Something to spend money on?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How quick is this thing?
It does all right.
We built this truck to roll.
I mean, of course, it's got an 88mm turbo.
Oh, yeah.
2-speed power glide.
Mm-hmm. Got them fresh Hoosiers on the back, too.
Fresh new tires. That has no choice but to go.
Hey, it rolls out good. That nitrous works, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thing's cool, man. So you got the cage in here. Get the harness in here.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have that. Trust me, you're gonna want to use those.
Come over to get a drive shaft, stumble across the Colorado with the crazy LS in it, turbo. It's a good day.
All right, guys, we gotta go out back and get that drive shaft built.
All right, appreciate it.
Anytime, sir.
These guys are the ultimate backyard builders. They take whatever they got and turn it into something cool. Right now for them, it's all about speed, and the faster the better. I'm all about pushing the limits on my builds, so I can definitely understand putting a big engine in a small space. But it's the fun part of doing what we do. I had a customer, Monty, give me a call, said come check out a project that he had for me. And rolling up here today, man, his place is really impressive. Hey, Monty.
Bill, how you doing?
Hey, man, good.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Yeah, man, good to see you. Thanks for having me out.
Absolutely.
So you got a little project for me, huh?
Well, I do. I think it's something you'll really like.
Man, that's nice. I'm super impressed. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. He's got a couple of 1930 Chevys, a 63 AMC Rambler American, and this 1954 Henry J is one of only 325 ever built. You got a nice collection.
Thank you very much. I've got some stuff I've had in here for 30 years and stuff that I just acquired. So
nice.
A little mix of everything.
Yeah. Which one of these you got for me?
Well, it's this 37 International here. It needs some of your help.
Man, that's a good-looking truck. It's pretty rare to find a 1937 International D2 Harvester in this good a shape. 80 years ago, these were giving Ford and Chevy a run for their money. I just love these body styles on this. It was different. It's not, the Ford and the Chevy that everybody has.
Yeah, they're not that common. It's just amazing to find them in this kind of shape.
Yeah, it looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah.
So, Monty, what do you want to do with this thing?
I love the look. I want to drive it, but it's just not that much fun to drive.
What's under the hood of this?
Well, I think you're going to know what's in there.
Inline.
An old Chevy motor. Somebody put in probably 20 years ago when the old International engine quit.
Years ago, it was a little upgrade, but definitely not anymore. Man, I think, Monty, what this thing needs, International truck, put a Cummins diesel in it.
A diesel?
You can get plenty of no problem.
But it would have to make noise, though. When you start it up, I want to wake up the neighbors.
Oh, it's definitely going to make some noise.
Okay, good.
And with the diesel power plant, we need to stop this thing. And with stopping comes with new suspension. What's this got underneath here? Oh, straight axle on this?
Yeah, bounce,
yeah. We just need to modernize this, lower it down to the ground, modern brakes, new wheels and tires, really make this thing handle and ride like a modern car. Once we're done with the foundation of this old truck, this thing is going to ride and perform like it's supposed to. What about the interior in this thing?
That seat that's in there is about as comfortable as a buckboard wagon. You bounce around and you hang onto the steering wheel to keep from flying out of the door. I would leave it to you guys to figure out a way to make that comfortable.
Definitely. I think about this build, it's all about making a custom interior for this that doesn't detract away from the 37 styling. Make it comfortable for you and your wife and still have a nice feel to it.
That I like.
What are we doing back here?
Well, what I'd really like to do is customize this a little bit. My family had a grocery store and a gas station in Alliance, Nebraska, and they had old pickups like that, so I thought maybe I could put Kashner Grocery on here, and it's a little tribute to my dad.
Yeah, we can definitely come up with something with that.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
I really like when I can tie something personal into a build, and this wood in the bed is a perfect opportunity. I'm ready to get going on this thing, man. It's going to be exciting. It'll be fun.
I think so. It'll be different.
We'll give you the full money.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
this truck is 80 plus years old, we got to get rid of everything and start over. It's a beautiful truck, but people don't come to us for restorations. You are. Old trucks are cool. Anytime we get to work on a piece of history like this, it's something special. Monty wants something custom, but he wants something to still really look authentic. Something that still has the 30s feel, but he can get in, start it up, and drive it wherever he wants. Builds like this are super cool to me. You get to keep a truck like this on the road and still get to put my spin on it. You know, it doesn't get better than that.
What are you
What's
doing?
up?
Remember in old times when you used to do that for a living at the service station?
Yeah. This is a customer of ours, but he wants to keep the 37 styling.
And it's actually pretty good shape for a 37.
Yeah, this thing's in real good shape. I'm thinking on this, let's pull out this old inline 6 and replace it with the inline 6. But not just an inline 6, 12-valve Cummins.
Oh, we're going to put a Cummins in here?
Yeah.
It's not going to fit real easy.
No, it isn't just a drop in, drop out. It's an inline 6 to inline 6, but he's a little bit involved with that, right? To make that other engine fit, we're going to have to cut the firewall all out and just make it a lot of room that isn't there. You know, Monty's a pretty tall guy, so we want to build the sheet metal around the engine as tight as we can, so it gives him a lot more foot room in it. And with that, we want some upgrades underneath the front end also. You know, has a straight axle underneath this thing. Doesn't stop, doesn't ride, doesn't drive
like a stagecoach with a straight axle under this thing.
Yeah. We're going to build independent front suspension for it with some nice disc brakes on it and a big 20-inch wheel with the same overall styling that's on there now.
That's going to look really nice. What are we going to do about the interior?
Check this thing out. As you can see, you know, no frills here, right?
Man, I've seen farm tractors with more options than this.
Right. We want a comfortable seat. We want to change out the column to put new glass in it too, because, you know, just full interior.
This is Bill's. It's just a couple
little
things.
bit. It's a 5-minute job.
Yeah, it's an hour-ish.
As far as the back goes, check this out. You know, back here, of course, we're going to get it down with coilovers also. Put a Ford 9-inch in it, you know, fuel cell.
Yeah.
You know, on the bed of the truck, his family has had a grocery store throughout the years. So he wants to put, you know, a little plaque on the wood here to commemorate his family history and the store they've had.
So it makes it real personal.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea, doing that.
Well, man, let's get this thing on the rack and let's figure out how we're going to get the engine out of this thing and put that other one in.
All right.
As good as this truck looks after 80 years, you just don't know what Tim and Jamie are going to find after tearing down.
Oh, man, what do you think? Little baling wire right here. Little coat hanger right here. Gas tank's had a couple issues in the past. You can see where they patched it a couple times. That's what Clevis is from the local hardware store. Check that out. Man, I know my grandfather do whatever it took to stay out in the field. He farmed that field from the time the sun came up to the sun went down. This looks like, well, enough looking at it, let's get it done. Man, look at this right here. That big old arch in it. Looks like they definitely might have jumped it once or twice. Man, I'd have loved to see this thing going through the air. Imagine how it felt like that. I really like working on trucks like this because you get to see how they did it back in the day. These were made by hand, you know, an assembly line instead of now like the cars made by robots and machinery. It's a different kind of feel when you're working on a vehicle like this. It's a piece of history. Ready? Probably good. Can you lift up? Can you pry right there with the pry bar? Yeah. I'm gonna pry it out and it's gonna flip up. Okay, back up just a little bit. Okay, up. Up, 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 up. All right.
valve in the International. I like the contrast of putting one of the toughest. They stopped making the 12 valve back in 1998, so I had to have the Wells family find one. What's up, fellas?
What's up? We got your diesel.
There it is.
This it, huh?
Yes,
12 valve. Where'd you get this thing at?
Out of 97 Dodge, ready to go, bro. We got the same engine in our drag truck.
This 1,100-pound, 5.9-liter engine has over 400 foot-pounds of torque. But what makes this stand out is its durability. Man, this thing looks like hell, but it runs good, right? It's got to run, man.
She's solid, bro.
It has a fully mechanical fuel injection system, so it basically self-lubricates. This thing will pretty much outlive us all. This is exactly what we needed.
Glad we could help. The 12 valve Cummins, the best diesel engine ever made. So you can't beat these things. Once this thing's all done, we'll have awesome fuel mileage and this much power in that little over truck.
It's gonna get it, that's for sure.
It's huge, man. Watch out, Tim. Not every day you put an engine in a truck that the engine weighs more than a truck. It's pretty unique.
This is gonna be fun.
We got a ton of support underneath here. We're going to start by leveling the body and frame all back up. We don't want to go in and just cut the whole firewall out and the whole. We're just getting it in, seeing what the next cuts need to be. Kind of put it half-ass center, Jamie.
That's pretty close right there, Bill.
So it's just a little at a time. Cut a little bit, inch it in a little bit. See what else you have to cut. Cut a little more, inch it in. Get a little at a time. So you don't have this huge opening in the firewall to have to recreate later.
You know, getting this heavy engine in this truck is a challenge. But not only getting it in, you got to get it mounted properly. Now we've made tabs off the frame back here. That's the tubing coming down, going over a center mount. It'll all be rubber mounted. The motor be mounted on rubber. Transmission mounts be mounted on rubber. We just totally reinforced everything 100%. It's beefier, it's heavier. It's not going nowhere. Ready?
Pretty much anytime you go with a bigger engine, it's going to come with a bigger transmission. So I'm making a bigger trans tunnel and a new subfloor. So we came in with some 3/4 inch square tubing, built a new structure. That's going to be the skeleton that holds the new floor. So we'll cut some sheet metal. The sheet metal will connect the firewall, and we'll be done with the floor. There's several ways to do this, but me personally, I like to bend as many bends as I can. It's less places you have to weld to do, and less heat on the panel. I'm going to drill some holes, so when I push it down from the top, I can weld it from the top. And you look up from the bottom, you don't see any welds, you don't see anything, it's all slicked out and looks good.
Back when this International rolled off the factory, it would have been hard to imagine the torque we're putting into it. So we got to build a whole new super heavy-duty suspension, starting with these control arms.
From the center of the bolt hole to the center of the ball joint cup, we've laid out for exactly 10 inches. So now what we're going to do, we're going to build some pipe to come over to connect the ball joint to the bushing. That's going to be the structure of our control arm. Now we have the skeleton all done up. Jamie's making a plate that's going to go in here. All this will be welded together, and the plate will be welded on this to make everything extra strong. We need the transmission jack over here. Fill up a little bit. So once we got the bottom control arm on, we'll put the spindle on, the rotor on, make sure everything functions, everything's good. Then we'll make the coilover mounts. These two tabs right here are going to weld to the plate. Watch your finger. The plate is going to hold the arm. That's what's going to hold the truck up in the air and give it adjustment. Cycle it up and down, see how good it stays up and down, and we'll go from there.
Front suspension's all mocked up, so Tim and Jamie are moving to the rear and start notching the frame.
The stock frame rails have a natural curve over the rear axle, so we're just going to open up the notch a few inches. It'll maintain the structural integrity while overall changing the stance and look of the truck.
What I need to do now is contour this flat bar to the shape of this radius right here. So sometimes it's about just getting your piece pretty close and then just forming it in as you go. So I'll start cranking it with the C-clamp, just getting it in the shape.
keep tacking welding it until it's perfect. So you can see the inside now, it's capped. It's got a nice shape to it. It's contoured to the template. I need to go ahead and weld that in, grind it down, and be good to go. I actually like the way this looks. It looks better than the original. It's got a little bit of style to it, nice shape. It's gonna look good on the frame.
Dave and Daniel's truck looked good in the garage, so they invited me out to Houston Motorsports Park to see Daniel take some runs. Man, that thing looks mean with that big old turbo thing in the grill. It looks like fun for sure.
This ain't one of them $200,000 builds, you know. We built that from the junkyard.
Just what you had, just make it work.
So far, it's been doing good.
Man, Dave, that old truck's running good. Looks like it's hooking up good and going straight. It's making a little power, too.
Hey, it ain't bad for a backyard build. I think it goes.
You know, for Daniel and Dave to put this truck together with just parts they have laying around to make it run as good as it does, you know, they did a really good job. Daniel can drive pretty good too.
Oh yeah, I showed him how to do that. He's got it.
Me and Dave go way back. He came over and watched me ride my bike around the neighborhood, his thing. You know, Northside, we're all a big family. We all know each other. We all look out for each other, especially if you got something cool going on. We may not come from the nicest part of town, but we do know how to make do from what we have times 100. It's just really cool to see. You know, I try to keep that mentality in everything we do. Always pushing ourselves to go from here to here.
One more little nudge. There we go. That's it on the money.
We got an extra large diesel for this 37 International. So we got to build an extra strong custom 4-link for the suspension.
The crossmember here is pretty much the most important part of the rear suspension. Everything trails off of this, so all of our suspension 4-link components mount to the crossmember. The diesel engine that we're putting in here, it's got a lot of torque. So this is super important for it to be strong, square, and level. We'll go ahead and put the Heims in between it and bolt it, snug them. You know, in this particular application, the parallel 4-link is the way to go because it has 4 points of contact linking the axle to the crossmember. The more points of contact you have, distributes that torque all around, so it's good right there.
Now the next step is our diagonal link. That's the final link of the whole link system. With the diagonal link from a fixed point to the point on the rear end at an angle, it keeps the rear end from moving side to side. Very key part of the suspension.
Watch your face, Jim.
Now we have all this set up. We're going to run 2 tabs off here, 2 tabs off here. That's what's going to hang the coilover.
We're going with coilovers instead of airbags on this because he wants a static drop with great performance.
It's a coilover, a shock. The suspension's going to ride on the coil spring of this. It's going to travel up and down with the coilover. And the internal of it acts as a shock. These are our mock-up coilovers we use for everything. When it gets back from powder coat, we'll put the other coilovers on with the new springs, and you'll see the final setup.
Now that we button up the suspension on the 37 International, Tim and Jamie are going to reshape these fenders so we can get that big old wheel in the back. And it'll make it meaner and look a little more modern.
The way this fender is shaped, it rolls this wide. So we need to extend the top of this fender over to the bedside so we'll be able to fit a wide wheel in it. So we marked a bunch of high spots on it. So you cut along that high spot. So when you continue over, it doesn't look like it goes up, comes down, and then continues over. So this is the half of the fender we're going to keep. The other half of the fender we left bolted to the bed. We knew exactly where to line this back up. A little trick I've learned in the past. Give it a little strip like this. Cut the first piece, the outer side, the most important side. Leave it attached to the metal. Do all your final grinding before you cut the second one. Just makes it a lot easier to work with. Basically what we're doing is making this flange to hold it to the bedside. This is going to bolt to the bedside. The fender will weld to this. We're going to tack this back onto this fender. Now the template in the back is the same as this radius on the outside. We'll come in here, we'll cut a section out of the back. Then we'll sheet metal from here to the template, tack it, get that one good. We'll work our way to the front and do the front piece. The flange that we built is what's going to hold it to the bedside. We can unbolt that. The whole fender comes with big fat tires. It's what the truck needed in the back instead of that little...
Definitely.
It looked like a motorcycle fender in the back, where now it looks like a fender.
You had to throw something in there about a motorcycle. Yeah. I don't think so.
We're putting a lot of custom upgrades into the International. But when it comes to the interior, we're going to refurbish the seats to still keep some of that 1930s look. The hard part about using the old seats, sometimes the springs just twist and break. There's not a lot of guys that's still around that can fix these, but Joe's been doing this longer than I've been around. Man, I got a 37 International, still, a vintage looking truck, and I want to keep that vintage feel with a little more modern touch.
Yeah, we'll get rid of all this horsehair, and I'll put some nice comfort foam on there, tie the springs up, fix the framework.
Man, you know what I need.
Nothing to it, buddy. I've been helping you for years. You think I'm going to stop now?
Better not.
No problem, buddy.
Let's get it loaded up.
All right. Bill's been my friend since he was a boy. When I first built this first building, and he said, I could do that. And I said, yeah, no problem. But he never stopped. He just kept going, building more and more and more. Oh, wow. This broke right there. That used to go there, and this used to go here. So we're going to have to bend a new edge wire and put it in here to attach these springs back together, make it a permanent part of the seat. Where's Bill at when you need him? I need a welder, man. But I've done this ever since I was a kid. They used to make them a lot better than they do now. Now, they don't have springs in the seats no more. They just got foam on them. They're not as comfortable. I think we need to get this right here. These young guys now, all they do is fix foam. So if you need your springs fixed, you gotta come to an old guy like me. We're starting to get a shape to the seat. We're going to put a piece of carpet on here to keep the springs from cutting up through the foam. We wrap these edges. We're fixing to make our patterns. We're going to make it out of another material that's not our leathers. Watch your fingers. That way we don't make no mistakes with expensive material. This is our black leather we're going to make our seats out of. It's nice, pliable, soft. The cut. Let's see how it looks. Now all we got to do is staple this down, and we're going to have a good-looking leather seat. We got one seat down, one more to go, and we'll get this back to Bill.
Monty loves the vintage feel of this truck, but he wants modern touches on it. So I called my boy Lewis in. He's going to build some wood panels for the side of this bed. Still give it that vintage feel, but with custom touch.
What's up, man?
Man, need your help again.
All right. What do we got?
Monty would like to pay a little homage to his family's history. His dad has had, grocery stores in the past. I need a wood panel for each side of the bed and put their name in the bedside here somewhere.
Yeah, that'll look good.
The wheels are going to be a charcoal. The inside's all dark. So I'd like, a dark stain on this thing too, so it ties everything together.
Okay. Well, if you're going charcoal on the wheels, we could do something really cool and go with a Shosugiban finish.
What?
A Shosugiban finish. It's a traditional Japanese finish used to preserve wood. And what we'll actually do is char the wood to give it that charcoal appearance. Nobody else would have it, that's for sure.
And that sounds cool, man. Let's do that.
Okay, sounds good.
Ready to get it?
Take this started. We're going to take this piece, take our router, and route it to the exact shape and give it a little profile on the edge. We're going to put some nice styling on the sides of it so it's not square, and it gives it a really nice detailed edge. All we have to do now is put the Shosugiban finish on it. So we're gonna fire up the torch and get started. So it's really important whenever you're doing a Shosugiban finish that you keep the flame moving. We don't want to keep it concentrated in one spot too long because it could potentially catch on fire, and we definitely don't want that. So as you can see, as we're doing this, it starts to really highlight the grain of the wood, and what that's doing is it's burning out the softwood of the oak and just exposing that hardwood, starting to look really, really nice. Get that look that Bill was going for when he said he wanted the charcoal gray. You know, what better look to give them than an actual piece of burnt wood. Now I'm gonna wet it down just so it doesn't get too hot. Now you can see how all that water is we're looking for not just the look, but this bed will be protected for many years to come. Okay, so now that we've got the Shosugiban finish done, we're going to get the letters engraved onto this, and then it'll be ready to put on the truck.
You know, for me, one of the best parts in building custom builds is that it's art. But this ain't no sculpture, we get to drive them. And the more I think about David and Daniel's drag truck, the more I want to give it a run. You know, I at least gotta ask. Look like they're around here, so they're probably out back messing around. What all my come get us. Man, here we are. Little shortcut turned into getting stuck. And that's one thing I hate, being stuck in the mud.
And once again, we gotta come and save Bill's ass. Once again. You know, when I come back there seeing Bill stuck in that mud and he had on them pretty white shoes, I just could not believe it.
I think we're getting some boots for Christmas.
Yeah.
I know once, man. Need a little help here?
Man, please, dude.
We take care of you. Already know that.
Don't get it all muddy, Bill.
You didn't bring me a blanket to lay on?
Sure. Hey, hold on. I'll be right back with that. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to talk to you about that race truck.
Do I need to go get it to pull you out?
Nah, I don't recommend that.
Man, I might need to take that thing for a little ride.
I don't know. Look what you're doing back here.
You never been stuck before, huh?
No.
You know, we're going to take it out next weekend, man, but I think we got other problems now. How about next weekend?
You won't let me drive?
She's ready.
Anytime, man.
All right, cool, man.
Let's get you out of this right now, Bill.
Hey, he ain't moving. He's not centered. He had to go backwards.
Man. You know, sometimes getting people out of the mud, it's easy, but other days it's a lot of work.
You know, I enjoy that part of off-roading. You're going to get stuck, you know.
All right.
These things happen.
This bumper's for looks. So.
It's going to look good behind this Jeep.
Let's do it.
Come on, you got it. Straighten up, Bill. Straighten up.
Man, thanks.
Anytime, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The truck's ready.
Man, appreciate it. I'll see you then.
We got you.
Appreciate David and Daniel inviting me out today. I can't wait to get in that driver's seat and see what this thing can do.
Back. Yeah, there you go.
So Daniel, tell me about it real quick, man. Give me a little tutorial.
All right. Make sure your steering wheel's latched on. You got your water pump here. You're going to go all the way back to first gear. Bam. First. Yes, sir. Second.
That's it.
When you let go of that button, you're going for a ride. You're leaving.
Cool, man. I got this. Let me suit up and let's see what this thing will really do.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You gotta have this on.
In case catch on fire.
I know you like to go in circles, but we'll see how your driving skills are straight.
Keep it straight.
Hey, you got this, brother. You got it. You got it. Handle it.
I'm doing a burnout. I can feel, this thing's got a little power.
And not bad for first pass.
Yep.
Man, releasing that button, feeling just the torque of this engine, the power pulling you back in the seat and just holding this thing straight the whole time. Man, it's just exhilarating.
Well, what do you think, man? What do you think? What up? What do you think?
Oh, truck runs good, boy.
And the 6 is on the first pass?
That's rolling.
It's a great way to start off your day. You don't need coffee or energy drink. Adrenaline rush is the best way to get it going.
Man, that was fun, man. I tell you what, I've been needing that. Working so hard at the shop, man, you just get in the grind and get to come out here on a day like this and really release the frustrations, man. It just clears your mind, and I needed it, man. I really appreciate that.
Does that baby roll or what?
It does, man. It runs really good.
We're going to build one.
You better watch it.
That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing.
To fit the 12-valve diesel and the 37 International, we had to pull off the turbo, amongst other things. Once this thing is running, the Wells family is going to have to figure out how to put all that stuff back on there and make the hood close.
That 12-valve, it's in here.
I see that.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of room under the hood of this thing.
Yeah, Bill, for sure. I can tell we're going to have to move this charger, run a new custom intake to the compressor on the charger, return line, oil lines, fuel lines. This thing will fire up today, no problem.
Cool. Let me know if you need
something, man. Thank you, bro. So we got a big engine, very little space. So first things first, we got to figure out what we're going to do with this turbo. We're going to have to move this manifold, pull it in more, so you can run any exhaust or piping in here that we need to do. That's going to be tight, especially here.
Oh, we're going to have to lower it.
Yeah, if we can cut this off and weld that flat and drop it down, then I can put a 90 there.
We're going to have to modify the exhaust manifold and move the turbo up and forward so we'll have room for the downpipe. Because this turbo weighs so much, we want to keep as much metal on this manifold as we can, give us more welding surface, and keep this area strong. Alright, that looks good. Let's pack it up.
Alright, I think we're ready to go, guys. Alright, Clay, work the starter. TJ, when you start getting fuel up there, Dad, just stand there, look pretty.
What we like about these 12 valves of 5.9 is that they're very, very tough and rugged. They're simple to work on, and they make some of the greatest noises on the planet.
All right, ready?
We gotta run 12 valve, boys. Turbo's finished, fuel lines are ran. All that's left now is just make it look pretty.
Well, it all started with this one right here.
The first truck I ever got was a 2001 Dodge. My mom drove it forever pulling her horses, and it quit running one day. He said, look, for your first truck, you fix it, it's yours. And I researched it, fixed it, it's went from there.
He started fixing his truck up and racing everyone around town. And before we knew it, everyone was calling him and dropping their trucks full of trucks. And we were like, well, I guess we better start a shop.
And even poor Clay got suckered into all this.
I was the dedicated flashlight holder for a long time. It was pretty great. I slowly graduated into more the technical side of it.
Between the three of us, I mean, we can do anything.
You know, as a dad, I'm living the dream to be able to work with my sons every day. It's awesome. These two guys have taken this way further than I ever dreamed. I'm proud of them. I'm blessed, and I'm glad that we all get to do this together.
chassis back from powder coat on the 1937 International Harvester. And it's all hands on deck putting together the rolling chassis with custom 20-inch wheels and tires.
Bring it down just a little bit, Tom. Stop.
Looks at home right there, right?
Looks nice. Looks good.
You know, if you look from the outside, all the changes are pretty subtle. But this thing is completely transformed. You know, Monty had a talk with something really cool and custom. Well, there's next to nothing 30s underneath this truck anymore. You know, I hope he likes it, because I know I do. I gotta say, this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna give it back to Monty today, reluctantly.
Hey, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm excited. I gotta tell you,
I'm excited for you too. When I came to your house a while back, you wanted the farm truck vintage feel, but something you could just get in and drive and terrorize the neighborhood.
And maybe irritate the neighbors a little.
We definitely got you hooked up with that for sure.
The anticipation's about to get the best of me.
Let's check it out.
Okay, cool. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, man. Gee, Merry Christmas. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Oh, the smell, the noise, the stance. It's perfect.
Like it?
Crazy. Hey, man, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. I can't wait to see the nuts and bolts on this thing. This is crazy.
Once we got going on this thing, we've just gutted everything. At one point, it was just a cab.
Just a cab and frame.
We started building from there. When you came in, this thing was pretty much 100% original. That's cool for the vintage look. But as far as drivability on this thing, one of the main things I know you wanted was that diesel engine. So we got a Cummins 12 valve in this thing.
Put a 12 valve Cummins in this thing?
Wasn't an easy fit in this truck.
Oh my God. Look at that. How in the world did you stuff that big motor in that little truck?
Pretty much only see the front 4 cylinders, right?
Yeah, that's it.
The other 2 are inside the cab.
Okay, good.
You know, that isn't an easy trick there. We cut out the old firewall, got it in place, and just pretty much built a new firewall, new transmission tunnel around the engine.
That's amazing. Amazing. When I fire this up, I think all the neighbors around me are going to know that the old International's running. This all fits in there, the hood closes and doesn't stick out. That is just off the scale cool.
We took out the old straight axle, the over end, and we just scrapped all that.
Yeah.
Built an independent front suspension, 4-link, a new 9-inch in the back with all coilovers all the way around. This thing can handle any torque this engine puts out. The attitude's right now. You see how this thing sits on the coilovers?
That's a perfect stance I wanted. Tire width. They're kind of like the old wheels that came off of it.
Right.
Exactly what I was looking for. It's amazing.
And to get it down that low, we had to...
You nailed it. They're not out of proportion. They match the front. It's perfect. Most people will never notice it. I had to look at it a couple times to see what had happened. All the subtle custom features that are really off the scale, you can't see them. They're so subtle, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Oh, man. Look at that. This truck had never had it so good, right? You know? I mean, it was just bare metal here. That's awesome.
Still, you know, the original seat, but just, you know, totally redone. Still has that, you know, the vintage look, but still has that custom feel also.
I'd say you nailed it because it just was all brand new.
I think you're going to be just very comfortable inside there when you're passing everybody up.
Yeah, I like that part, the passing part.
You know, Monty, you had those steak pockets on the back.
Yeah.
Steak belongs on your plate, not on the bed. So we filled in all the holes where the steak pockets were. We moved the wood down on the bed sides, and it has a spot for your family son.
I like that a lot. Subtle, but it's important to me that it's on there.
Man, it was really nice to be able to work on something old like this, you know, from seeing like a Nebraska truck, then taking it to where we brought it today. It's nice to see a finished product and have you guys run like yourself.
Yeah, man, you nailed it. Thank you guys very much. That is awesome. It's crazy good. I can't wait to get out. And,
you know, once again, my guys killed it on this. Hey, Monty, enjoy this truck. You're going to have a lot of fun, you know, driving, cruising, and terrorizing the neighborhood.